No.
We can. Hello, hello.
Yeah.
Hello. What is up? Glad to be on. It's last minute, but I'm good to be here.
Awesome. I think you're lagging a bit. Yeah.
Good man, good.
Yeah, doing good though. Yeah.
The weather is picking up here.
Yeah, everyone's saying lag. Yeah.
It's lagging a little bit, yes.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Let's see. I don't see it up yet. Someone said thanks for the good show. We are? What the hell? Catching up, maybe? Yeah. Oh, okay. Car. Oh man. I don't even see you live on Twitch right now. Let me see.
Yeah, it's
stream.
working on Twitch at least.
It's working on Twitch, right?
YouTube isn't.
Offline on YouTube, guys. Rough
We
start.
wanted to make
dude.
sure this episode was the best one.
The best
Yeah,
one yet.
right?
Oh man! All right, so Twitch can hear me. YouTube is scuffed. Love to see that. YouTube's omega scuffed. Let's just wait a second.
Yeah.
Sorry about this, guys.
Give it a second. This is interesting. It's just weird how like YouTube's
Brother.
behind.
Substitute. Thick Meta TV subscribed to tier 1. Thank you very much, man.
Oh, there you go.
Appreciate
Someone
it.
says
dude.
I can hear and see. So some people can see.
on YouTube.
I can see clearly.
YouTube working
now.
fine.
The stream is up.
I think we might be
Really?
good to it. Okay, I don't know what happened, man. I just took it down and took it back up, and it's looking better. Just give it a second. Give it a second. I think it might be good.
I love the chat.
God, man.
Oh,
Okay, we're back on
We're
YouTube.
back.
We're
We're back on
Yay.
YouTube.
Yay. Let me make sure I can hear everybody.
All right, we're gonna
Yeah, I
just
can hear-
pretend
okay.
that didn't happen. All right,
We're
everybody
back,
just
yeah.
pretend that didn't happen. All right, we cool?
Yeah, this
right,
is
here
the
we go.
beginning of the stream.
Let me give
yeah.
this another
This
shot.
is-
I mean, all right, here we go. Ready? I'm
We
all right, ready?
we just edit
10,
this,
9,
right?
8,
Yeah,
7,
yeah.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another action-packed episode of Good Morning Azeroth, number 27. It's your boy Cargos. I'm joined by Dunaday, Def Camp, and a new guest, special guest, content creator very near and dear to all of our hearts, PlatinumWoW. How's it going, my man?
Hi.
Flap, flap.
Nice to see you guys again.
Thanks so much.
It
What
is
a
so
smooth opener to the stream. Love it, dude. Love it.
Guys, okay, all I gotta say is that's gonna be much better than the classic WoW launch, right? So
True. I'm just trying to condition you guys to scuff launches, you know? You just gotta,
that's right, yeah.
Jesus, man. You guys can all hear me now, right? Am I still muted? No, you're trolling me. The chat's
No, you're fine. I can hear you. Can I hear you? Hold on. let me make
One's
sure
in
I
the
can
chat
hear
if you can hear me. You know you're a great streamer when you have to do that. You know you're just an epic streamer when
I can hear you on YouTube, so I think it's okay.
Yeah, I can hear you on YouTube, yeah.
Someone put a 1 in
Yeah,
there.
you're
See,
fine.
they're trolling me, right? God damn.
I put a 9, so yeah.
Okay, thank you guys. Thank you. All right.
Do you want me to give them a nice little buff to raise their spirits, Cargos?
I'm gonna need a buff to raise my spirits, my man. It is. I need. You know what I need actually? I need some Rocky Mountain
What you
spring
need?
water, guys. This stream is proudly
Oh.
brought to you by the ice cold, crispy, refreshing taste of America's premium
Snaffle.
flagship artisanal lager, right here, guys. The Rocky Mountains. Taste of the Rocky Mountains. Def Camp. While I get started with one of these, well-deserved Coors Lights right now, can you bless the people? Can you bless
Yes.
the people with a loud and
I will
thunderous?
give them a blessing. Yes,
greetings?
a blessing of fortitude, guys. This is gonna be the last blessing I give you guys until the game's out. So let's make it a special one. Are you boys ready? Here we go. Lower your microphones if you have a headset on. If you're in a car and you're driving, you might want to turn it down a little bit because we are going good morning, Azeroth. How the hell you doing, boys? Last one until the game comes out 5 days away. Good morning, boys. How you doing?
Dude, I'm doing great. This is the
Nice
last
one.
GMA. This is it, guys. You'll never see us again. We're done. We're gonna go down the rabbit hole, and we're never gonna emerge, dude. We may not make it. Like, we're gonna resign from. I'm unsubscribing from life and all responsibilities, and just going, man. Like, this is gonna be the last GMA for a while, probably.
Tomorrow is my last full day at work. Friday, I just got to go in for training, and then I am off for like a week and a half, dude. Oh yes, I'm ready. I am ready. I'm ready, but I can't believe it's here still. It still doesn't feel real yet. It's just like I feel like I'm dreaming.
So last week, right? Last day, you said. Yeah, I have 6 days, and then I go back to work. How cool
Okay,
is that?
that's yeah.
Wait, so you're gonna
But,
have
yeah.
6 days once the game comes out? Or are you saying 6 days
No,
after?
no, from today.
From today?
But yeah,
You realize the game comes out in 5 days, right?
Hey.
Yo, F's in the chat for doing it, man, dude. F's in the chat.
Oh, man.
He goes back to work when Classic WoW comes out. I need Omega F spam in the chat right now for doing it, Dane. Oh, you hate to
What
see
if you
that.
just like?
That's how
what
it
if
is.
you just like, tell them that you need a vacation on the
Oh, I
first week
can't.
school starts?
I can't.
He just
I
got
can't.
back from a vacation. Oh
But
man,
it will be cool, man. It's okay.
Yeah,
damn.
That's how it is.
Man. It's all right.
just bring a laptop
But,
to school. They'll be
Still, the best start of the school year possible.
Why are we getting F's in chat now?
No,
Everything's
it's for
fine.
doing it. Then I told him to put F's in the chat because he's going.
Oh
he's
my
going
god,
back
that
he's going
scares
back
me.
to school.
Yeah.
Trust
See,
me.
that scares the shit
Scares
out of me.
me
I'm
too.
sorry.
As
yeah.
a scuffed streamer,
Oh.
that is the stuff of nightmares. To see F's in
Isn't
the
it?
chat.
Isn't it?
300 biddies from a man, Code Blue. Leave the Bears alone,
Code
dude, today.
Blue.
Thank you, Code Blue, for chilling out. Thanks. It was good having you on last week, man.
He
Shout
was
out
our
to Big
epic
Code Blue.
guest last week. Yeah, that was
Absolutely.
awesome.
It's so good to see PlatinumWoW here. Yo, guys, dude. 5 days though, man. One hand. I can count the days on one hand. What, dude? Like, I'm gonna be playing with Def Camp. Not Dude and Dane. F's in the chat for Dude and Dane. Not gonna be but I'm gonna be playing with. How many years has this been though? Like, it's actually about to come out though. Is this real life?
Bro, are you ready?
this real life?
I can't wait, dude. Like, you better. Okay, here's the thing, dude. Cargo is like, we need to stick together because we have a lot of people who are going to be trying to
Do us harm.
kill us. So yeah, we need to show them who's boss. All right, there is nothing better than that priest warlock combo.
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
It is so
And I know, I
dangerous,
love
baby.
that you love Imp Mana Burn. That just like
Oh,
touches
I
me
love
in a
it.
special
I
place.
love it. I love it, dude. It's so good.
We're gonna be
It's
yoinking
so-
everybody's mana, dude. If you have mana,
know.
you can get mana drained. You can get mana
You can have
drained.
mana.
He can
You
get
can have
mana
mana, yeah.
drained. She can get mana drained. We're just gonna be going through, taking
Yep.
everyone's mana, taking everyone's
Oh, it's gonna be beautiful.
fun time away from. Dude, it's gonna be
So-
great.
Yeah.
Cargos, don't you have any plans to play on the EU server someday?
I do. I'm a roller paladin too. I follow in your footsteps,
Okay.
dude. I want to join Dunedain's,
Cool.
the fellowship and be a Dunedane. Yep, and be a paladin.
I'm thinking about rolling a druid over in his guild now because I was going to go build like everyone's going. I think I'm about to do a druid over there. That's what I'm thinking.
That's nice.
Yeah.
We druids are the ones we have the least of, but we are really getting crowded now. So
We're all short on druids, man. I need to ask the chat though. What server are you guys playing on? I need a loud and thunderous, uproarious server spam. I want it to degenerate until the deepest, darkest places of Twitch, dude. What server you guys playing on? Show some love for your server, man. Our homes,
Scare.
our homes, man. This is our home for the next years, man. Oh my! What just happened? What just happened, dude?
Oh my
What just
god! Look
happened?
at that! Look at that!
Not like
Here's
this.
your
Fire them
word,
all,
and here's your
dude!
F
Hell
bomb.
yeah!
holy shit.
Dude,
Wow.
$100 donation from Nicholas
What?
Stain.
Oh, there he is, boy.
Are you
there he
kidding
is.
me, dude? Can I get
There's
some
the myth,
cheese and
the man, the
rice in the
legend.
chat? Can I get some Coors Light, cheese, and rice in the chat? 100. He's throwing Benjamins, dude. He's just in here like this. Crazy,
Yo,
Nicholas.
We just did a Def Talk not that long ago. Our last Def Talk with Nicholas Stain. It was seriously one of my favorite Def Talks because it was all about the community, and it was so good. If you guys haven't checked it out, Nick is an awesome dude. Yeah, so it was such a pleasure having him on, man. He's been such an awesome part of this community, and to have him on there talking about community, it got me a little teared up, man. It did. He got to me. He got me
teared up right now, dude.
Yeah.
He got me teared up. You know how much Coors Light I can get with $100, dude? Probably like at least 100. Thank you so much for the 100, right, man. I appreciate it. Merba Notori with the $2 shouts over the win. Thank you very much, Nick, dude. That is very kind of you guys. Welcome everybody to the stream. We are 5 days away.
Shazra
Look at all this server love right here. We got Pagel in the house, Firemaw in the house, Shazra in the house. Where's my Scarum Lords at? Any Scarum Lords? Any Scarum Lords in the house? Do we have any Roach Nation in the house, guys? Where are my Scarum people at, dude? There's seriously some love for it.
And it's not. I'm respelling it. It's Scarum, right, with a U.
With an A, bro.
That's how I spelled it in my sheet.
Oh, did you?
this dude right here, Cargo's tried to create a channel. What was it called? Like guys, I created the Realm channel.
I tried
Scarum, SKERU.
I created the Discord and I thought it was all pristine and everything. I spelled it with a U. You know, just another scuffs. Cargo's. Platinum, dude, where are you rolling, Platinum? You rolling on some that's PvP, right?
Fair Bay. Yeah, West Coast.
West Coast.
Hell yeah. Alliance.
That's awesome,
anybody's
dude.
playing Horde.
Dwarf Priest?
Bring it. Yeah, Dwarf Priest.
I loved running into Platinum on the beta, dude. He was just this little thick little dwarf stud muffin just running around, dude, like level 30 something. And he tried to kill us at one point. It was funny, man.
You were like level 40 and I'm like level 30. I'm like,
I know. I see a shadow word paint on me. I'm like, oh, what's going on, dude? We're getting turn around. It's freaking Platinum, like level 30, dude. I'm a little dwarf, like just throwing up pains on us to troll us, dude. If you guys don't know this, I'm actually neighbors with Platinum. Well, sort of. He lives a hop, skip, and a jump away over in Sacramento area, Davis, right? So that's cool, man. Are you on a BlizzCon, Platinum?
I am.
Oh, cheese and rice. Can we get some cheese and rice in the chat? He's going to BlizzCon. It's gonna be an epic party, man. Epic power gamer party down in BlizzCon.
Yo, so many of us are going this year, dude. It's gonna be crazy.
I know. It's gonna be crazy, man. It's gonna be absolutely crazy. Like we're renting a Sprinter van. Everyone, I mean, not just to be transparent with the plans, getting a Sprinter van. You know, get like Xbox in the back, got a screen in the back, and have a bunch of people come over, and they're gonna drive to BlizzCon down Highway 1 from North California to South Carolina. Beautiful drive. You get to see the coast. You get to go stop at Harris Ranch, get some Anderson pea soup. You get to stop at all different places, all these beautiful sites, and then we're gonna go to BlizzCon, rage out a couple days, get to see everybody. Ooh, it's gonna be a great time.
Yeah, Metarique, my boy, what's up, dude? Look at that.
What happened? Oh no,
dude. The love. See that? This is the community we have, dude. They're
50 Canadian dollars, man. That's a
lot of Canucks.
That's a lot of dollars right there. Dude, thank you so much for the 50, Metaric.
What is the server situation right now in the US? I'm not following the US, so is it as full as it's in the EU?
Probably, right? Probably, I mean, we got a few more servers, but you guys got a few more servers too, huh? You got like what, 1 or 2 more?
Yeah, we have 4 PvP servers right now. 2 of them are full. 1 is high, 1 is medium, but I think they will all be full basically like tomorrow, maybe. That's what I think will happen
tomorrow. You think even the Scarum? Shout out to the Scarum Nation, the Scarum Boys. You think that's gonna be full too? So we rolled off Herod, guys. We were going to be on Herod initially.
Okay.
But you know we were very scared of the Q times, big Q times. Blizzard was scare tactics there, kind of worked. Not gonna lie. Also,
but Scarum is US, right?
Yeah, US East, Chicago data center. People were all saying, and so we are rolling Scarum, guys. If you're looking to come chill with us, Scarum is the play. We're gonna be in Scarum. It's gonna be a great time. It's already really chill vibes in the Discord, so we're kind of dodging. I think people in Herod are happy too, Def Camp, because I don't know about you, man. I was getting some death threats, not IRL death threats, thankfully, but in the game, they were saying the worst. Like if someone was just raging out at me, it's easy to ignore. The thing is though, I was getting some messages like who were genuinely disheartened people, like, dude, I'm so disappointed you decided to roll here. Why couldn't you respect the Herod community? Like,
I mean, a lot of people were like that.
Yeah.
So here's the thing that I said, right? Because listen, because we do have a lot of satellite. Because you gotta think, right? Like there's a lot of satellite guilds that were formed around our guild, right? that we're really happy that they're going to playing with me and my brother, you Cargos, and everyone, and like a lot of those people really they stuck on Herod, and so what I said is I'm going to do this. I'm going to make my main alt, instead of having him on Scarum, I'm going to have him on Herod, so that I can play with those guys still a pretty decent amount of time. But like it just sucks because we were put in this position where we had it's so hard to try to make everyone and ourselves happy as well. So you kind of got to do the best with what you got with what you have, right? So
Blizzard kind of put us in this position, right?
Yeah,
it's super hard to move a whole guild to another server, so we'd rather stay on the server we initially wanted to roll on, because people have their names reserved there. But then at the other hand, you don't want to be in queues of 5k people, right? So it's I feel like they made a slight mistake not making more servers from the start, and I think they will have to add quite a lot more, because now we only have those people who had their names reserved right now, and I think on launch day we will probably see like at least double of people trying to log in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think
Definitely.
Yeah.
Did you get a chance, Platinum, to see that Reddit AMA yesterday where they answered a bunch of those questions?
I did.
What do you think about that, man? What do you think about that AMA?
I think phasing is not going to be as horrible as everybody says. It seems like they know what they're doing. I'm glad they're getting it out in phase 2. Might have some big queue times if they take phasing out though, with how that's gonna work. But and the logging in tip that they had, where they said that the enter world is just gonna pop up and you just get to press it when the game launches. That's big.
That's juicy.
Wait, what?
I don't want to get in that queue.
Yeah. So the thing is gonna light up. It's gonna just set. You can be in the character screen. So honestly, I mean, I'm just sharing all the secret sauce at this point. It's not even that secret. I'm sure you guys figured it out. But like, log in way in advance, chill in the character screen, spin your guy around, trying to make a character, joke around, keep in there so you can dodge that authentication bottleneck where you go through the initial thing, and then pretty much your character enter world is just gonna turn red when it's available.
That's a good thing.
You know how some people like go to the store like the day before, or like
Black Friday,
like when there's a concert and they hang out like the new iPhone's coming out and they go like the day before waiting. That's what people's gonna be doing on this server for WoW.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be there the day before. Right, let's do it now.
I'm in right now already, dude. I'm in here. I'm just one's in the chat. If you just go in there and you just spin your guy around. Anybody do that? You just spin your guy around and look at him.
Happy.
Just admire his jawline, dude. Admire just the facial structure of your guy, the hair, like the aesthetics.
I'm like,
the
did I use the right beard?
Dude, I look like
the right beard.
Is this the right
I got
beard,
everything right, baby. I got my name. I was so when we first, Meldron and I both were not able to get our name at first, but it turned out someone just had them and was holding them. And they contacted us, said, "Hey, we're holding your name, and we got them for you." Was able to go in there and get our names. So I am so happy. I got my name.
I'm so happy.
I got my hair. I got everything.
The
dude.
hair did, dude. You got the Vertney hair. What kind of hair do you have? Oh no, you have Mohawk.
Come on, man. Look at that Mohawk, baby. The green.
True. But what about you? What goes into your character crafting process, Platinum? Did you put a lot of thought into your? I noticed you were more of like on that dark iron dwarf, like dark skin complexion.
Yeah, red eyes or go home, man.
Okay. You're going for that evil dwarf. Like, is that the play?
I'll heal you, but I won't be happy while doing it.
I like that. Yeah. What do you like the dwarven race? Do you like everything about it?
For the longest time, I hated it, but I don't know. I just did some soul searching, and I just feel like it fits me. I don't want to play a human. Because male humans are just so ripped and got clown hands. That doesn't interest me. And you don't want to play a night elf priest because they wiggle around everywhere. So dwarf is the thing for me.
Yo, out of all the races, I don't know if you guys in the chat agree, dwarf has grown on me over the years, man. It's the type of thing. It's an acquired taste. You have to be a connoisseur of classic to admire the true Chadness that is the dwarves. They're
same year, dude.
Right?
They have grown on me big time. I mean, my first tune I ever made was a Night Elf Rogue, and I wanted to kind of, during our private server stints, it was over the last couple of years, I wanted to try to recreate that Rogue experience, but I went Dwarf. I was so happy that I made that choice. First of all, Stone Form is amazing. It's especially when playing as a Rogue. in Burning Crusade, we got something called Cloak of Shadows, which, removes all magical, debuffs on you, and so that you can vanish and not have to worry about, coming out of stealth.
Oh, did they add that in TBC? I have that right now in vanilla, man. I have that in vanilla right now, dude.
Yeah, it's
on my
called Stoneform, basically.
No, on my Warlock, dude. I have that already. I have Cloak of Shadow. You didn't know? I have Spellstone. I'm just joking. Never mind. Keep going.
Oh, no, okay, yeah, I got you. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, so Cloak of Shadows, I feel like Stoneform is kind of like a version of Cloak of Shadows because it gets rid of bleeds, poisons and diseases. So if you got deep wounds on from a warrior, if you get another rogue on you that blinds you, I mean, it's so awesome to be a dwarf rogue. You get blinded and you can just Stoneform out of that and re-stealth it. It's so awesome. So I feel like dwarf would definitely be the way I go if I were to play Alliance.
Yeah, Dwarf Pally, dude. If I played Alliance, when I go on Dunedain server, I'm going Dwarf Pally. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm still going human, but I like dwarves too. It's a hard choice. Both are good. There's not really both have benefits, right? But the dance and the jokes of the humans, I keep repeating it. The animations, they're too good to pass on, so I stick with human.
Yeah.
They're really good melee animations.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, how does it feel being like a member of the Alliance right now? I feel like most of the servers I've seen are kind of horde favored.
Yeah, I think
especially
so.
the PvP servers.
It's not that big, right?
Yeah.
I think it's like 40. Sorry, I think it's like 45, 55, something like that.
Yeah, some of the biggest I've seen, from what we've seen on the Reddit stuff so far, right? Some of them are the biggest ones I've seen are like 40, 60, but there's some PvE servers out there, I forget where it was, that are like 70% Alliance and like 30% Horde. So yeah, a lot of the PvE servers are very ally heavy, while a lot of the PvP servers are Horde heavy. So honestly, I really hope that we have a good, healthy, amount of Alliance on our server, because first of all, it's never fun feeling like I like almost kind of feeling like the underdog sometimes as a Horde player. So I mean, if we could get like a nice, like almost like 50-50 split, that'd be great, right? But I am not. I'd rather be the underdog than the overdog, honestly. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, so no, I prefer being the underdog too. If it's slightly, if it's like 20 to 80, it's not fun. But like 40 to 60, it's still kind of okay. 45 is perfect in my opinion. Yes, I think you will have smaller battleground queues too, right?
Queue times too. That's yeah.
Isn't that kind of the RP of it too? Like you're like the proud members of the Alliance, and you're like outnumbered by these like ravenous savage beasts all around you. All this the horde around you. Ken, thanks for the $2, man, for the Alliance. Do we have any Alliance in here, dude? There better not be any Alliance in here. Only Horde, strictly Horde channel, strictly Horde YouTube.
See you later.
Yo, so Platinum, what is your plans, man? Like, are you gonna be you gonna start a guild, join a guild? You're just gonna fly solo, try and feel it out? You kind of like go stealth mode with a lot of that stuff. I'm wondering.
Yeah. Because I don't really stream, so I joined the guild. They're like kind of a hardcore guild, and I'm gonna be playing with them. They seem like a bunch of cool guys. Shout out to kind of a big deal in Fairbanks. We need holy paladins. So
that's what it's called. Kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
Okay, like it. Okay.
And they're pretty hardcore. We have like a deadline for September 18th for getting 60. Something like that. And I'm just going to be going hard, doing dungeons, and I know for the first day I'm going to try and play 24 hours. I've never really done like big, long gaming marathons before, but I'm going to try it out, stock up on my food.
Make sure you get
Really
up
this weekend, guys. Going to Costco, just like an adult.
yeah.
Going to Costco like an adult, buying that Kirkland water. I'm gonna be stacking up on all kinds of IRL consumables, man. Def Camp, how many Snapples do you have?
Buy
Ready
one,
to go?
get one Snapples, bro. I went out. Buy one, get one Snapples, bro. I went out and I got like 6 boxes already. I'm going for another 6 more, bro. I'm gonna clean out their stock, honestly, at the local Acme. So the local Acme's got the buy one get 'ems. You know your boy Def Camp's over there getting them. They specially save them up for me. They got a whole section of Snapple buy one get 'em.
So you have 6 cases of Snapple right now at your house?
All right, yeah, 6 cases. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up more. And but this weekend, because I asked the dude, I said, how long is the buy one get 'em deal for? He said for the next week. So before the buy one get 'em deal's over, I'm going back and get more Snapples.
Dude, we got to stock up on those IRL consumables. Thanks for the $2, Jacqueline. Yeah, the Alliance, the underdog mentality, man. I think they like that for sure. Would you guys rather be a big fish in a big fish in a small pond, or a medium fish like a trout in a big ocean?
Is this a rhetorical question?
I'm just asking chat. I'm just trying to drive engagement, man. You know, I'm trying to get the engagement up. Let's see. Trout in the ocean or bass in a creek? Does that even make sense? I don't even know. Someone figure it out. Anyway, all right. So we're gonna be talking about classes today, guys. We're gonna be talking about classes. We did that last week, and we're gonna keep it going, just light and polite. We're talking about a lot of people. Yo, also after you answered the bass and the trout question, put a 1 in the chat if you haven't decided your class. There's actually a good amount of people. Even people who've been playing the game.
Have you ever gone bass to trout?
What does that even mean, dude?
You know what I mean? Like, have you ever gone
bass to
trout?
Oh, man, dude. No, never gone bass to trout. Never gone bass to trout. Never go full bass to trout. Oh, there's a lot of people with 1s in the chat. They still haven't figured it out. They're still trying to, figure out what class you're going to play. And it's all right. We're going to help you guys out today. We're going to just be talking about what we like about the classes. And we already went through a couple last week. We did like warrior, paladin, all the classes that don't matter pretty much, and now we're gonna be talking about the other ones today. So
never mind.
Yeah, so we're gonna be talking about that today. Just sharing, at the end of the day, disclaimer for the classes: all the classes are great in this 112 environment, and there's reasons to fall in love with every class. And if you're ever feeling discouraged about what class you're rolling, go just link up with some of the big brains in your discords, in your class discords. They will make you fall in love with the class, dude. There are great reasons to play any class in Classic WoW in this environment, right? So
you said this last week, Cargos. I think it's so true. A lot of the times when you're playing your class, you'll feel like, you'll see like a warrior kick-ass or a shaman kick-ass, and you kind of get disheartened. You're like, man, I want to play that class. And I think no matter what class you are, when you're that class for like a long time, you kind of get not bored of it, but it becomes like the magic of what you first saw of it might diminish a little bit. But that's when I think you need to explore other aspects of that class, right? Maybe change the spec up. Maybe if you're a druid, like try tanking. If you're a priest, go shadow. Go discipline. One thing I'm really exploring is like I'm going deep into discipline now, man. I'm trying all these different discipline. And I've messed around with discipline before, but I'm trying all this different stuff, and there's really so many possibilities you can do. And I gotta say this again, man, just keep pushing. Like if you're at level 30, some classes really shine at level 40. Just keep pushing.
True. What do you guys think in the chat, guys? When do you hit that first wall when leveling? You know what I mean by a wall? You're running, right? You're in a marathon, you're running, and then eventually they say you hit a wall, a runner's wall, and you start to burn out a little bit. Like it starts to the going gets rough. You get tired, kind of get burned out. You're kind of feeling like you're looking around, you're seeing everyone else leveling around. You're like, damn, that guy's living the good life. I'm over here just hating life over here. This guy's living the good life over here. That druid over there, he's in cat form. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't have to worry about getting a new axe or anything like that. Or what is the wall? What do you guys think, Def and Nundin? What do you think we're gonna see? And the tourists drop off too. That's probably gonna be the moment where a lot of people start leaving and tapping out.
It's probably highly personal. If you check the chat, people are saying different numbers. I had 20 in my mind, 20 and 45, probably something like that. I think there are like 2 walls basically. The first one for me comes around level 20 because that's when it starts to go slow, and there's still a huge way to go to level 40, which is like the first goal to get to, right, for the mount and the talent and stuff like that. And then once you hit level 40, if you are like level 45, you have the same feeling. You have still 15 levels to go to hit the max level. So that's how it is for me. But I think it depends. If you level quickly and you keep leveling fast, then probably instead of 20, it would be more like 30 first one. Pepper Moon donated $10.
I see that. Is this some code language in your guild? 50 minus TKP Tom, aka Thomas.
Yeah, it is.
He's one of your officers or something, right? In fellowship.
Yeah, warrior class leader.
Class leader, dude. Yeah. Thanks for the $10.
Yeah, he's going.
If you're looking for an EU
guild,
to be
the main tank too.
Oh, main tank.
Oh yeah.
If you're looking for an EU guild, guys, I know there's a lot of EU people that watch. Actually, a very healthy amount of EU players that watch the stream.
A lot, dude.
This guy, where is he? This guy right here. Right below, not below my name though, down there. Dunedain. Join his guild. The fellowship. It's gonna
fellowship, baby.
It's gonna be great.
The fellowship it is.
We'll be rolling all there and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, everyone is still welcome, but I have to say the guild is really getting full right now for the raid spots. That is. So
gotcha.
If you want to join a Discord, it's thefellowship.eu still. So the fellowship.eu will bring you to the
Ooh,
Discord.
The Fellowship. You got a good
Nice.
domain, man. You sniped that domain.
Yeah, we did.
Fellowship.eu? Ooh,
Yes,
that's a really good domain.
But yeah, we still invite socials, and if you're writing
There's no
like
goal
an
on that, guys. Yeah.
exceptional application, you're still welcome for a raid spot too. But yeah, we can't invite everyone, right? So.
Yo, Merba, thank you for the donation, man. Almost every content crew will be rolling on the PvP server, while other servers be first in raid content for obvious reasons. A lot of streamers are rolling on Fairlina. Yeah. I don't know, man.
Almost every content
I don't know how it's gonna play out.
roll NG on PvP
I think a lot of
server.
the bigger guilds though
Will
are
other
going
servers
PvP. A lot
be
of
first in raid content for obvious
race
reasons?
to first world server first is going to be PvP. Honestly, just because you see a lot of the bigger guilds play on those servers too. So it's possible. You know, I mean, it's possible because a lot of people always say, "Oh, it's going to be easier for people to level on a PvE server." So then those people should be the ones who should get world first. But it's not always like that. You know.
What do you guys think about that streamer server? You think it's going to be really good content, like really? I don't know. It's tough to call, man, before it plays out. You know, you have so many big personalities on one server.
It's very tough to call. It depends if people are like they are right now on Asmongold stream and just follow him with like 50 people. It's not going to be very, very fun, I think. But on the other hand, you will have events like dual tournaments and stuff. But don't you think it will be on every server? We only have like 10 PvP servers.
Yeah, we're gonna have our own events for sure. You know, Cargos is gonna.
Oh yeah,
you know, I know Cargos has got a lot of ideas.
I
and
got some stuff up my sleeve.
Yeah.
We're gonna be doing
So-
2v2 arena type thing, 3v3 stuff in the Gurubashi arena. We're gonna be doing like scavenger hunts, community events, in phase 1, no dishonorable kills. Forget about it, dude.
Yep.
Alliance, dude. Nikki Night, dude. No
Weekly
DKs.
Bolvar.
Get out of here,
Weekly
dude.
Bolvar. Weekly Bolvar kills.
We're summoning
dude, right?
everybody
I mean,
to the basement of the church in Stormwind, dude. We're gonna find.
Don't tell him. Don't tell
And then
him.
we're gonna gang. We're gonna kind of explode out of the church, and we're gonna kill everyone. We're gonna genocide all of Stormwind City. Alliance. Get ready.
Dude, I love it.
Love it. Get ready, Platinum, dude.
Yeah, but-
Do you know of any other streamers on Fairbanks that are probably like I don't, you know, not to say it's all about that, but no.
Yeah, I don't think there's any streamers whatsoever. I think it's just a pretty chill server where, because like I know White Main, I know that the 4chan coalitions went over to White Main, so like my guild was like, yeah, let's go over to Fairbanks where like everybody's chill. It's known as like the boomer
Hi all.
server because like it's just like a bunch of like
Best class
dads.
for no
that play on
lifer.
The
Fairbanks.
boomer
It's gonna be
server?
pretty chill. Yeah.
Well, we need to get Mulderon over there.
That kind of sounds good though, man. I kind of like the boomer servers. You want to be around a
Yeah.
bunch of zooms all the time? I don't know. I like. That sounded like the good life actually. But no, Platinum's not a boomer though, dude. Platinum is full zoom, dude.
I am a zoomer. I am a big zoomer.
Are you like 20, 21?
I am turning 20 the day after Classic comes
Oh,
out.
So
wow.
I'm no rocket scientist, but that means you're a teenager, huh? Right now.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh
yeah.
man, crazy dude. He's a young prodigy though in the game. Teenager pumping out sick
Yes,
content.
he is.
Dude, it's been really cool.
I love seeing younger people. I sound like an old person when I say this. I'm only 30, but I'm just like I love seeing younger people like get hooked on Classic. Like that really fucking hypes me up so much.
Nostalgious, man.
Dude, I love it, dude. I love that. Oh man, I really love that. It just really goes to show that it's not just nostalgia. It is so much more than that. It's the community, it's the game, it's the gameplay. There's so many things that people crave about this game that isn't just nostalgia.
I know.
You know?
The game is just good, man.
Yeah.
Game is just good.
Yep.
Just a good game. It's just rich,
It
man.
is.
You just sink your teeth into it, man. Like you even after all these characters you've made all the years. Let me ask you guys: are you still able to immerse yourself and kind of somehow through all the noise and knowing what you know about the game, GM servers, all these, you're still somehow able to turn it up? You know, Game's crack. You know what I say, dude?
No, someone in chat says, I love younger people. Def Camp 2019.
I love how we're able to say that too, man. Like we're able to say younger people now.
Yeah.
Sort of. Yo, $2. Quick question: what's the best class for a no lifer warrior?
Warrior. Yeah.
Oh, Warrior.
Definitely.
Gotta
Enjoy.
get those legendaries.
Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. And you know what, too? Like Warrior, it's probably going to take you longer as a Warrior just to get your gear because there's so many other Warriors, and you're going to be, you're going to be rolling against Rogues, you're going to be rolling against all these other people. So definitely Warrior because it's just going to take longer to get geared. You know? I mean,
So, DevCamp,
yeah.
can you check the chat on Discord? Because Peppa Moon had a question.
Yeah.
And
What's he got?
It's something about a macro.
Stuck.
Something about dying.
if about the last I stuck, I talked about last weekend. Oh, yeah, I think Melderon. So what happened is it's basically Melderon was showing me this. It's and it has to do with Navix, basically like his leveling guide, the leveling guide on CWL. So a big thing is like if you delete your Hearthstone and you use the stuck macro. Right, the auto stuck macro. What it will do is, and if you delete your Hearthstone, the great part is, if you don't delete your Hearthstone, it'll send you to, it'll kill you and send you to your to where your Hearthstone is. If you delete your Hearthstone though, because a lot of people when they try to kill themselves, they'll try to grab a bunch of mobs and people will start healing them and all this crazy shit. Well, if you use a stuck macro and delete your actual Hearthstone, it'll send you to the closest graveyard.
Yep.
So it is a great way to use a what do they call it, like a strategic death
work
without having to worry about pulling a bunch of mobs, without having to worry about people coming and healing you. And I learned so much through Navix Guide. Like, you can save, when I did it with you, Cargos, too, on the beta, I couldn't believe how much time we were saving by doing these strategic deaths. Like, it was ridiculous. I'm not a big power level.
It's one of the best ways to get ahead, bro, because you're not gonna be able to do that stuff later.
Dude.
The death warps are huge. They're huge, dude. You just physically get yourself ahead of the pack. Like, physically, you just remove yourself from the pack. You just jump ahead. And quickly, just to do a little shill real quick, we'll shill it more later and whatever, just real quick. If you're looking for a leveling guide, if you don't have your path mapped out, if you don't have everything rock solid, maybe you need a refresher with the quest. Maybe you can do the 1 to 20, the 1 to 30, but then it gets a little bit fuzzy. You get into that gray area, you start hitting STV, you start hitting Hillsbrad, you start hitting those mid-range zones, and you start feeling lost in the sauce, right? But we got you guys. ClassicWoW.live/leveling. We've been working on this puppy for quite a few moons at this point. Fully customizable leveling guide. It works for solo, duo, trio. You can customize it on the fly. It's going to factor in your class quest, your partner's class quest, totally free.
Can you guys throw any estimate how many players total could there be?
Totally free. That is like, because there's a lot of guides out there. I didn't realize this. There's a lot of guides out there that cost money. A lot.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I would probably say, and especially the ones that are like the level of ours, you know what I mean? Because there's guys out there that you can go on the internet and they're just, a lot of them are old. First of all, a lot of them are from, a lot of the information. There's so much more information that people have learned now, in the last couple of years and stuff like that. So it's totally free. It's updated and it works for every single class.
Absolutely. Yeah, if you're looking for a leveling guide, this is it, man. You're capitalizing on thousands of hours of work that went into making this, and actual real speedrunners that have gotten actual very respectable times. Speedrunning have given this a pass, signed off on it, given their feedback, and it's totally free for you guys. So I'm linking it there, in the chat right now if you're still looking. Merb is asking what the peak player base would be. The peak of Classic WoW, the peak player base. I don't know, man. Peak player base, dude. Oh man.
I think the peak. See, what's interesting is, like, we'll never know, right? Because they're gonna go ahead and just put WoW and Classic WoW together as one sub. But if I had to guess, I don't know. I anywhere from 1 million to 5 million to, I don't know.
It can blow up, right? It's so hard to say.
Yeah,
it could go like to the old numbers.
What do you guys think?
Probably a billion.
You think a mil? A billion? Yeah, definitely a billion, right?
Yeah, it's
definitely a billion.
It's possible.
Definitely
no,
yeah.
A billion, is that 10 billion or
10 billion? I'm down.
Yeah,
Oh, 10, yeah.
We'll get Mars involved. It will.
Yeah.
Dude.
I want to. The leveling guide. I want to talk about something real quick with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I was just scanning through it. There's this part for Alliance where you go over to Ashenvale, you climb up some mountains, and you're like in this nowhere zone. So you're not really in Ashenvale, you're not in Barrens. You delete your Hearthstone, and you die, and you just show up in Westfall, like across the world, because that's their default graveyard. That is 200 IQ.
Yup.
I haven't seen that in any other guide.
Dude, there is some serious.
Nuts.
There is such big brain stuff in that guide, guys, that probably
really
you guys,
is,
a good amount of you might not even like it because it's so big brain. Because we're telling you to kill yourself so much. Like it's borderline like inaccessible and like not even immersive. It's so big brain. Like what he's talking about is there's default graveyards for both Alliance and Horde. There's default graveyards. Horde is Barrens, Crossroads. Alliance is Westfall, right? Sentinel Hill. So if you are considered in no zone, you're like D-zone. There's certain areas where you can kind of finesse the game and get in a little weird little pocket of the game where you have no zone and you die in that area, you will respawn at the default graveyard. It doesn't matter if you're in the other continent. You could be in Kalimdor and it'll take you back to Sentinel Hill for your faction, right? So even that stuff is included in what he's talking about in there. So give it a look. Even if you don't use it, man, you're probably going to learn some stuff from it. Yep.
Absolutely, dude. I'm like really psyched about it. Like, I'm the kind of person too where I like to level at my own pace and all, but there's so much good knowledge and nuggets in there that it's just stupid for me not to have them.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh, Mikachu with the another person represent the Def Camp Meldoron family. Mikachu.
Is she part of the Def Camp Meldoron family? Hell yeah, I've seen her in here too.
Is. Yeah.
Mikachu, thank you so much for the $25. Keep up the awesome job, gentlemen. That's very kind of you to say, guys. It is such an honor and privilege to be servants of this community, I have to say.
We have the best community, don't we, dude?
Best
we really
gaming
do.
community. No joke, dude. No lie. It has been so cool getting to meet. It's been hundreds of people over the months and years now, right, Def Camp? I mean, I'm sure you've met a ton of people too. Platinum, Dunadan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think
it's.
Sorry, go ahead. I have something to say after you say it.
Keep up
No, I
the
just feel like it's so
awesome
cool
job,
because a lot of
gentlemen.
our community like overlaps, and I feel like I was saying this in the Def Talk with Nicholas. Like, there's no other word that kind of comes to mind other than like, and I'm being like for real, like family, dude. Like, it feels like a fucking family, and I love it, man. It's I've never been able to just be myself and like talk to people and get so much support. Look at Johnny Bravo coming back with the 4.
Brother,
Oh
this guy's
my
been holding
God,
me down
dude.
since the demo supporting the channel. Thank you for the 50. The four Kings of WoW streaming.
streaming.
Thank you so much, Johnny. I still remember your first donation back. You had the first big donation I ever had in my life, dude. When I was just getting started streaming. I remember it, man.
Johnny
Always gonna
Bravo.
remember that, dude. Always remember that. I appreciate the support, Johnny. Thank you so much for the 50, man. I mean, dude, how cool was it getting to see each other in real life too? I met up with Def Camp guys.
Oh,
Like, we
dude, it
saw
was
each other
so
in real
awesome,
life.
man.
When I get to see Platinum at BlizzCon, when I get to meet up with Dunadan, when I take a trip out to Belgium to go drink copious amounts of Stella, I'm telling you guys, that's the end game with this. Classic WoW is gonna come and go, man. Like, it's gonna, it'll be here when it's gonna be an era. But to create friendships that are gonna transcend the limits of this game, that's the real end game, guys. That's the real end game.
That's so true.
We have this common thread that brings us all together. We play this game. You know what I mean? Let's just enjoy it while we can, dude. Life's too short.
That's so true.
Just enjoy
That's
it,
so
dude.
Yeah.
Just relish
Things
it.
are temporary, but the friendship is forever.
It's so true.
You know?
Yes.
It's so true. And the best friendships in life are the ones that have that common thread too. You ever guys make friends in college or whatever, and you just go party with them, and you're just raging out, you're drinking, people are doing drugs, whatever it is. Like they're partying out, they just go out there playing the game, they're doing all that, and then people go their separate ways. You know what I mean? You need that common thread, man. Whether it's tennis, sports, WoW, whatever it is, man. And I'll tell you something right now. There's like an archetype of the actual like WoW gamer or classic WoW gamer of like being some unsuccessful basement dwelling neckbeard or whatever. I mean, so the average people that I meet in this community, I don't know if you feel the same way. There are some seriously big brain people in this community, man. I feel like the average person you meet actually exceeds your expectation when I get on voice with them. They're smart, they're successful, they're like doctors, they have advanced degrees, like they have wives and kids or husband, whatever it is, husbands. And honestly, they impress rather than depress or whatever. More often than not. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I just high rolled, but I just think there's some good people out there. You ever have there's cops that watch a stream? Shout out to the cops, firemen, doctors, teachers like Dunadan out here teaching the next generation. Like people from every profession. When I was sick the other day, Def Camp, I had a runny nose and I was coughing up and everything. This pharmacist hit me up and he was like, "Dude, I'm a pharmacist. Like, let me help you out with some pharmaceutical advice right now." He was giving me all these advice.
That good stuff.
I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
If you don't mind, guys, if you could be so kind to share with the chat, what jobs do you guys do out there? You're gonna be shocked when you look at the chat.
Engineers, yeah.
What
I'm a teacher represent. There you go. I'm an astronaut. Says Fresh.
check out what the chat's gonna say. Be honest. If you don't mind sharing with the community what you do, throw it in the chat. You're gonna be so shocked.
Historian. He actually might be an astronaut. Who knows? I'm a chef.
You're gonna see this, guys. It's actually
Accountant,
kind of
environmental engineer. Wow. Okay.
Whoa.
Marine. Technician, illustrator, power lineman, firefighter, machine learner, Swedish migration agency, Def Camp Blaze. No, that's not a job. Okay.
Professionals like real.
Is there a guild in
Air
place for
Force,
Skyrim?
web dev, social worker, office worker, soldier, electrician, plumber, jazz musician, tech analyst, future political
Hell yeah.
scientist, cartoon animator, photographer.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, it's gonna blow your mind, dude.
Dude.
Some people
Male model,
male model, dude. I want to see some male model, classic WoW gamers, man.
porn star.
That is funny, man. Thank you so much, Slothru, for the Twitch Prime sub and the $2 donation as well. Thank you very much, man. Is there a
Hello,
guild
Def
place?
Camp stealer.
Def Camp name stealer. We do have a guild. It's called Invictus. It's on Scarab, man. You guys are welcome to join and come hang out with the fam over here. We're thanks for the $2, man. I'm telling you, it's crazy.
Angry Donut, same here, bro. That's what the CRS.
I've had like highway patrolmen and stuff who hit me up and do like, yo, I watch your stream when I'm on patrol in my squad car rolling around. This stuff is crazy, man. It blows my mind that people all over the world just listen to this, man, from all different professions and industries and stuff. Good people. Bottom line, man, really good people, like successful, good, solid, balanced people, and I think so that was my
Def
point,
Camp
man.
Snapple dealer. I love that.
I've met a lot of nice people, except for the horde players. But other than
Except for
Oh,
the horde
stop
players. I'm a re right
Stop it.
That's funny, man.
The horde players are the realest, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
No doubt, man.
Yeah.
It is great to have this community and be able to hang out with you guys. Oh man, dude, feels good, man. Just feels excellent. Should we get into some classes?
Yeah, let's do
Yes.
that.
Okay.
I'm so glad there was another priest here today.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very rare, Platinum, that we have another priest here. So
Let's get some spam. We could do a straw poll, but I love seeing the chat move so fast like that. Let's get some spam of what class you want to see. Oh, should we
So
do it that way?
we only have
Yeah.
why not?
That's
we
true.
have priest, shaman, rogue, and warlock. The other ones we discussed
Yeah.
last time, right?
Yeah.
so shaman.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah.
So either priest, shaman, rogue, or warlock. Those are the choices for today.
Okay, there we go. Unadan said it. There we go. NACL Bunny, thank you.
Wow.
Shout out for my work. You guys are
Yes.
awesome. Thank you so much, Bunny, for the $2 donation. I appreciate it.
Wow. I
Appreciate
see
it.
a lot of warlock.
A lot of warlock.
A lot of shaman now.
I see a lot of priest.
No.
Shaman, a lot of shaman.
Warlock, shaman.
Actually, not that
Rogue,
much
shaman.
priest.
Priest. Yeah, it's like.
Dude, let's do priest, man. You guys, we have 2 priests here.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah,
Shout out
what's
to
up?
my work.
Yes.
You guys are awesome.
Dude, where do we
I-
start?
I-
Okay, do your spiel first, Cargos.
Let me put it up right. I'll put the slide up right now. So one thing I have to say, we'll see what happens. Reddit did that big census, right? And the number 2 represented class on that census was priest. I don't know if I buy it or not.
Wow.
I don't know if that's true. I don't know if you guys think that's true. Priest is going to be the second most represented class behind warrior. Is that true? But
Well,
okay, go ahead.
there's
Tyler.
something weird going on with the classes because every time I check something like that, rogue is always on the bottom.
Yeah, like what?
You'd
And
love
then
to see that.
it's so weird. Yeah.
Is it because it's like you ask it to a certain group of people? It's not the entire community you ask it, right? So maybe it's that, like the hardcore. Maybe
I definitely feel like there were more rogues back in the day than there are now, though. I don't know what it is about. Like
maybe new
I-
players will roll it. I
maybe.
don't know.
Like I feel like for me, like rogue, I fell in love with rogue when I first started playing it, but I don't know. It's strange, but priest is just. I think a lot of people are. Here's the thing. I think a lot of people who have played different classes are, you change in life, and as you change, I feel like your class kind of changes with you sometimes. So maybe that has something to do with it.
Because you
I don't know.
started as a rogue, right? And then you became woke,
Yeah.
and then turned into a priest.
Exactly. Yeah.
Platinum, was that your journey? What is
Exactly
your
what happened.
were you always a priest? Did you know you were going to be a priest forever, Platinum?
When I first started the game, I played a human warrior, and that was a good time. But just raiding, I just love healing so
Mhm.
much. Man, if I play a druid, yeah, sure I can heal, but also you're kind of expected to tank and do all that stuff. And I can play a paladin too, but I don't really like buffing people. So priest is the route for me. Just there's so much diversity with their healing too.
Maybe-
it's such a big toolkit.
It's so good, dude.
Maybe it has something to do with age. Like rogue
Maybe.
might be. I might be totally wrong, but rogue might be appealing to younger people.
Younger people,
high
like-
damage
Yeah,
stuns,
true, true.
backstabbing. While healing is probably more appealing for older people. I don't know.
Yo,
man.
let me ask
It's
something
just-
though. Let me ask something to the chat. This is actually really super interesting. This is scientific right now. Did anybody roll their first character as a healer? Did anybody see the game? Right, your little 13-year-old chicken head. You load up the game and you see all the classes and you're like, Oh, dude, I want to be a healer, man. Was that anybody? Did that happen to anybody? Because I don't know. I saw I saw everything and I was like, dude, look how big the Tauren are. Tauren look awesome.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, dude, warrior, dude, big 2-hand wielder. Hell yeah, I'm gonna be a Tauren warrior. Was anybody like druid?
I feel like you have to be introduced to like the RPG like genre first. Like for me, like I wanted to be a damage dealer because I was thinking more in terms of like Diablo and like because like you know and different things and you know yes there are, but I felt more like it's needed to surround around you know me leveling in that journey. And you know the last thing I thought about was like a priest until I realized like holy shit, priests can be shadow priests, they can do all these other things. And so going into it, I think as someone who didn't really know too much about RPGs and MMOs, and it felt like you know I really wanted to be a damage dealer focused class until I started playing WoW, and I was like, wow, you know, there's more that you can do than just do damage, and realizing that there's a lot more. So that was my like journey.
Yeah, basically what you said, I think that's true for many people. I played Age of Mythology before
Age of Mythology. Yes,
I played it a lot.
I love that game. Oh yes, okay.
So yeah, there are. I played most of the time. I played like just competitive rated games, but there were also those scenarios made by people in which you can just play like a single unit, and then
Priest is a good and most diverse
you
class.
always play either
May I ask,
something
what would be
tanky
the
or
best
a high
ways
damage
to be a priest
dealer.
overall?
But there was nothing like a healer. So when I started playing WoW, I had no idea what a healer would actually do. I mean, I knew it would heal, but I thought it would probably be boring. So the first pick you do is probably never a healer if you never saw any healer in the previous game, right? So that's why I didn't start with a healer, and after Classic, I always played a healer. So.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like and Merber, we'll get to that definitely. We'll talk about the races.
It's kind of an acquired taste. You know, you don't go into the game like WoW was my first MMO. I went into it, you know, wanted to be a damage dealer, and then you kind of realize, you know, the impact of healers later. So you kind of like almost graduate up into it. We'll get into the racial stuff. Thank you so much for the other $5 Merba as well. Thank you very much for the best race. We'll get into that in a second. Do you think healers are more empathetic people? Does that translate or no? I don't know. Like, let's think about
for
that.
me at least. For me, like, okay, so a lot of people here know what I do. So you know, I will definitely say I am definitely someone who in my entire life have always been kind of like a, you know, I grew up being a very like people pleaser kind of person. You know what I mean? Like, and I always worried about other people thinking, trying to make other people happy. You know, and that my addiction when my whole addictions thing started, I was a different person than when I got clean, and I realized that I wanted to work in that field, like helping people. It kind of felt like that whole extension of me as a person, like really connected to me to the priest, where I felt like being a buffer, helping people, you know, healing them, whatever. And not only that, but personality wise, like I feel like you know, DPS, someone like a mage or rogue, there may be more of like a type personality, you know what I mean? Where they're like outgoing, you know, this, that, and the other. And I feel like whereas a priest is more of kind of like a, you know, off himself.
Rogue though? Rogue, I feel like rogues are kind of the...
You don't think that would be like an A-type personality?
What do you think about Rogue? I feel like the people that want to be loners, maybe because they're always in stealth.
Maybe,
maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I could see like mages, warriors. They're just like want to always talk. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I feel you on that. Anyway, sorry not to derail you. My bad.
No. So yeah, I really feel like for me at least. And I talked to Melderon about this a lot because, you know, back when I was going through my issues and shit, you know, Melderon was like a warrior and he was like a tank and he was like my protector, you know what I mean? Like he helped me out with a lot of shit. And now he's went into his role as a scientist and got his PhD and he's more like that wise shaman. You know what I mean? So for me,
that's interesting.
For me, man, my class pick really transcends to like with like who I mean, because listen, like WoW is my life, right? So, you know, I really feel like my class pick definitely transcends into the kind of person I am, into, you know, the things that I like in myself and all that. And then at my dark side is Shadowform, right? Like me, like every once in a while I can be a dickhead, I can be an asshole, and I can,
your angel,
you know what I mean?
your devil.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude,
So
much love to
I could be a little emo kid every once in a while. You know?
You're such a good priest, man. I love your whole story, dude. Like your story,
Thanks,
like
bro.
your path to redemption is so legit, dude.
Thanks, man.
Show some
Hey,
Def Camp
means a
love
lot,
and
bro.
show some Melderon love in the chat, guys. You guys remember seeing
Yeah.
Melderon on these Good Morning Azeroth? Anybody been here long enough to see Papa Melderon on these, dude? I miss Melderon, man. It's
I
amazing
know,
that Platinum
man.
We all
fans are
do.
saying Melderon, dude. Wherever you are, brother, dude. We miss you, dude.
He's at work.
He's
yeah.
at work. He's,
It made it sound like he died or something. We're like, oh,
I know.
we're on. Oh man.
Another cool comment. I love this. T Brown says he's a paramedic IRL and he main heals in WoW to help others. Feels
Oh,
good. Man.
damn.
That's cool.
I love that. See that? I love that. And you know, I feel like that's something for me that I really feel like, you know, you can explore a lot of yourself in WoW, man. I really do believe that. And a lot of people don't realize rip Melderon. A lot of people don't realize how much this game transcends just being a game for a lot of people, you know? So yeah.
Absolutely.
How about you, Platinum?
Yeah.
What's your connection with Priest? Like,
I'm definitely like somebody that cares a lot about other people. To like, I don't know, I like being the rock of the group and like somebody that people need to rely on. And like, if I don't do my job correctly, everybody's dead. That sort of like adrenaline rush is pretty cool for me.
yeah.
And like, I care about people so much sometimes that sometimes it's a bad thing. Like with a world PvP, I rarely gank people because I'm like, oh man, if I gank that rogue, he's gonna be sad. That's gonna suck for him. So I just don't do it.
Yo, good guy Platinum. Can we get some good guy Platinum in the chat, dude? This guy also, how mature is Platinum? Dude, as a teenager, I was a little retard, man. I swear, dude. This guy is so mature
I
for
still
being
am.
19. That's true, dude. This guy's so mature, dude. Dude, good
I love
guy.
that you said that's true. After I said that, I still am.
We're the same. We're kind of cut from the same cloth, Def Cam. I'm kind of on the
I
same
know,
page
I
as you,
know,
my man.
I know.
Platinum, dude. What a good guy, Platinum, man. It feels bad about ganking people, man. Here I am, the big bad selfish DPS over here trying to, and I think I'm kind of selfish. I'm not gonna lie. My girl tells me that all the time. She's like, dude, you're so selfish. I love you, but you're such a selfish dude sometimes, and it's kind of true, man. And I'm a DPS.
Hey, sometimes you gotta be though, man.
I'm a-
Sometimes you gotta be a little selfish, you know.
Yeah. Damn.
That selfish warlock life tapping and like, oh, yeah,
Right, dude.
healer, you're gonna heal me.
Heal
You're
me,
gonna
Devil.
heal
Oh
me
my
through
God,
this,
it's
okay?
so true. It's so true. Wow. Yes.
Right, dude? Just take your own life, dude. Heal me. What are you doing, priest? Come on, dude.
Yeah.
I need a pump right now. Come on, heal me. Hello?
Yeah. Don't worry about that. I'm healing the tank right now.
Carry me,
Everything
priest.
else. Yeah.
That's funny, man.
Oh man, that's great. That is great.
All right, let's talk about the priest, though. The priest class. So,
Yes.
solo leveling, group leveling, dungeons, raids, dueling, world PvP battlegrounds. These are like the main buckets of priest. Just
Do it all, man.
have at it. Throw nuggets out there. Pick one of these. Just speak on one of these. I'm gonna not talk as much as possible because you guys are the priest experts. So,
I just want to say that a lot of people get the impression that priests aren't good levelers.
They're so good.
You know, they are so
Surprisingly
good, dude.
good.
Okay, they are so efficient. I mean, your wand is your best friend. Like me, I love my wand. You know, me and my wand go everywhere together. I'm all about that wand, baby. You know what I'm saying? So I love my wand. I do. And anything that has to do with, I'm a big fan of wands. So, but you know, there's so many things that really do it for me as far as the leveling process for priests. The choices that you have, you know, as long as you go ahead and you get that wand specialization, as long as you go ahead and you get that, you know, you get, so, you know, obviously you want to have, the fuck am I, yeah, but I don't know where my head was there for a second. But yeah, obviously you want to, you know, make sure you get your wand specialization. Like I said, it's very important for, you know, a lot of people, and then spirit tap. As long as you get those two things, like you're good. You know, the shadow tree is amazing for leveling, but you can go into discipline, you can go into holy. There's other things you do, but the great part is you can be a shadow priest while leveling. You can still heal dungeons, amazing. And there's so many cool things you can do. You can, you know, mind control in dungeons and control this huge elite mob and do a crazy amount of dungeon damage, which I feel like people forget about.
mind
Like,
control,
mind
yeah,
control is
sleeper
so
cell
good,
ability, dude. So cool, yeah.
It's so good. You know, just being able to buff people and help them out like here and there on your journey. But you can hold your own. You can really hold your own as a priest while doing damage. You know, PvP encounters. It's just, I feel like there's so much that a priest can do, and people kind of think of them, oh, they're a healer, they're this or that. They're a lot more than that.
So DevCamp, I have a little question about wand specialization. So one specialization is probably the first talent you pick up if you go with the greater wands.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
But
lesser
let's say-
magic and
Yeah.
yeah.
let's say you're a very casual player and you don't know about the creator wand, or you can't be bothered with searching for someone to craft it or anything like that. Would you go with Spirit Tap first?
Okay, so so you're basically saying that if you didn't get a wand,
if you don't
by level
if
10,
you don't know, like an
I mean,
enchanter.
like I understand that. It's just it doesn't compute with me because like why would you not get a, you know what I mean? I understand. So like yeah, I guess so, but like so much of what the priest is at while leveling is the wand. You know what I mean? What are you laughing at, Garg?
Yeah. Smoke sent me something on Discord. He's like, "Hey, I caught Def Camp IRL. Look at this shit, guys. So funny to me, dude. He's coming out of the Walmart with a shopping cart full of Snapples. Love it, dude.
That's
Shout out
great.
to
That's
Smoke,
great.
man.
Yeah.
Yo, what is this
But for-
obsession with wands? Though? You guys notice that priests get a little weird
dude.
about their wands, dude.
Oh,
You
Yeah,
start
don't
getting
talk about my
That's
wand,
definitely-
bro. Don't talk about my wand.
animations,
That's
wands,
left hand.
dude. They start getting
Yeah.
defensive. Like, dude, why are you so obsessed with your wand, dude? Like, leave me alone, man. It's just my wand.
I mean,
Dude.
you never get between a boy and his wand. You know what I'm saying? So, like, yeah, I mean, there's something, mentally there. It's just so much of what you do as a priest revolves around the wand. Okay, whether you open up. And here's the thing, right? Wand specialization mixed with the 1.12 wand, starting off with that, they're very strong. The lesser magic wand. So anyone who would say, wasn't aware of that, I would say become aware of that, because you need to know that it just makes everything so much easier for a priest. If you're going around just smite spamming everything, it's just not. I mean, you can do that, right? I'm not going to stop you. I'm just saying, but the efficiency of being able to open up with the mind blast, put Shadow or Pain, and just wand, and it's you do so much more damage. You have the lesser magic wand that does a ton of damage for that level. You get your greater magic wand, then you go through the wand journey, which is so amazing. And then really you're doing that until level 40, and even at level 40, once you get Shadow form, you're still weaving your wand in there every once in a while. And but the thing is, you're regenning mana so quickly at those lower levels, and you're also not using a lot of mana because your wand does so much damage at those levels that there's no reason to get Spirit Tap until you finish out your wand. In my opinion, your wand specialization. When playing on the beta, there was no point where I felt like I needed to drink at all before I got.
But that is because that's because you play the wand that much. The reason I ask is because I think 90% of the people probably will not be aware that the wand is that good, and they will probably just smite.
You think?
And then
90%?
I think so. Of the new people, at least.
Yeah.
People who watch you, people who
Well,
watch.
it's a little bit counterintuitive to get a wand.
guides.
A wand just doesn't fall into your lap, right? You're leveling, and it's not like you just get a wand immediately. You have to go a little bit out of your way.
If you're on my server, it'll fall into your lap.
True.
I give out wands like crazy.
There you go. I'll get you a wand, dude. I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get that greater wand, dude, and I'm gonna send it to you, dude. I'm gonna get you a greater wand
Okay.
ASAP,
All right.
dude.
Yeah.
ASAP.
So
I think if you're new to the game, I'm sorry, Platinum.
No.
Just this little thing. If you're new to the game, or you don't watch streams, or you don't watch guides, I think many people are like that. Then you pick the priest, and you're probably just smiting. And in that case, or mind blasting and smiting. In that case, Spirit Tap is still a very good starting.
Oh
point,
yeah,
right?
absolutely, yeah. And the thing is, you're not gonna be leveling as quickly. And yeah, I mean, you can do it. I know I've talked to a lot of people who, for whatever reason, I don't understand why they don't like the whole wand play. I mean, I love it. I think it's the most beautiful thing in the world. But for whatever reason, they like being smiting, smite spam or doing whatever else. And yeah, to each his own, man. And you're gonna drink a little bit more. You might not quickly as another priest, but you got to do what you love, right? I mean, if you love smiting the shit out of spam, or spamming the shit out of smite, do it, dude. That's
Smiting
all
the shit
you,
out of
bro.
spam. There we go, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's a basic kind of misconception too. If you're coming back to the game after a while, and so if you see the priest class, you may think, priest or healer, they're gonna suck at leveling, right? They really don't suck at leveling though, right? You feel very capable, very smooth leveling. I have to say, by the way, dude, there's 1,600 people, 1,700 people across all the channels here. We've only got 100 likes on the YouTube though. Only 100 likes, guys.
Oh, come on,
Can we
boys.
see how high we can
Yeah.
get this like counter? Not to shill it too
Yeah.
much, but it would be great to get a little bit more than 100 likes with 1,700 people in here. That would be a massive play if you guys could like the stream real quick.
Absolutely.
What about let's see here. What about how strong do you feel in a dungeon? Leveling up as a dungeon or a 60 as a dungeon as a priest? You like it as you like it, Platinum?
I mean, yeah, priests are the quintessential healer, right? And like with Spirit Tap 2 for dungeons, if you could get like the wands off to get the last hit on mobs to get that mana regen up while healing, so you don't have to sit and drink at any time during the dungeon. It's like a 200 IQ play to make sure those dungeons go by a little bit faster. I've never DPS'd as a priest in a dungeon, but I bet they're just as fine as any other class.
That's how much of a good guy he is. He's a priest, man. He's never DPS'd as a priest.
I just want to please the people, okay?
Brother, you are like you are so holy, dude. You are so holy. You're a pure priest, dude. Never even doing it, man. Crazy. So okay.
Few, the proud, the holy.
Favorite priest ability.
Oh, honestly,
it has to be mind control, right?
Yeah, I mean,
It has to be mind control.
you know what I'm gonna say? Honestly, as my favorite priest ability, I think I'm gonna
Wand.
Okay.
No, it's auto attack wand.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, technically, yeah, but okay. So, I love mana burn, dude. I love mana burn. I love mana burn. I love power infusion. There are a lot of amazing things for me, but honestly, like when it comes down to it, I think about like what's kind of saved my ass more than anything. That power word shield, dude.
I was going to say that.
Yeah, man, it's just
so good.
Power word shield is just, and not only that, but inner fire too, man. Inner fire. People underestimate just how good inner fire is, right? Like a lot of times when I pull a mob, I don't even pre power word shield, because you regen, the amount of damage that you got taken with it, because inner fire, you're not getting hit that, right? People don't realize, man, like you having inner fired up is like having a shield, like an actual, like a warrior having a shield.
It mitigates
like
a lot of damage, right? That's the armor buff, though. That's the
so
armor.
much armor
Yeah.
from inner fire, and if you got those 3 points in improved inner fire, that's 30% more even. So like in PvP, I always get that, and it's melee does even less damage to you. But yeah, like I really appreciate the damage mitigation part of the priest. So the power word shield, and inner fire, and yeah. So the power word shield, man, it's like in a PvP scenario, it's just such and a lot of people will say, oh, you never, shield a warrior tank. Like when you're raiding, there are times when you are going to use power word shield if you want to get the most out of it. Like there are so many encounters where you'll be using it, pulling on Ani, when different things like here and there. There's a lot of times where power word shield, knowing when to use it is what you got to do though. You don't want to use it in certain times where it can really cause issues, where a tank won't get enough rage, maybe in the dungeon, but in raids where they're getting hit hard, where it might just mitigate one really big hit, like when Ani knocks back and stuff like that, power shield can be a lifesaver there. So, and another thing that I really like about priests, which shamans have this as well, but illumination, which gives that 25% increase armor proc when you crit in the holy tree. I love that as well.
Mm-hmm.
So,
what if you had to pick one though?
if I had to
Power
pick one,
shield?
probably power shield. Yeah, it's maybe yeah.
I think it's what about, dude? Isn't that is that the scummiest
spell
thing you can
too,
do right
man.
now, dude? If you mind control someone off the boat. Right.
I did it the other night, actually.
Is that messed up, chat? Is that fair game? What do you guys think, chat? If you mind control, you're setting that person back. Like how long of a delay is that? They have to swim back. Wait for the next
they picked
ship.
the lines. It's their fault.
Takes 10 minutes for the. Isn't it 10 minutes for the boat? That might be the scummiest thing you can do to someone, but I love it, dude. I would totally do that all the time.
So I actually, let me tell you a little story. I actually timed how long it takes the boat from Booty Bay, and it's a little under. I had to redo it again, but it's like 45 or so seconds. But I once timed it from Booty Bay to Ratchet before zones to where it locks, so I would be able to get someone as far as I possibly could and MC them off the boat. So they had to get the longest possible swim.
That is horrible.
That's your little shadow side. That's your little dark side right there.
My little shadow
This dude
side.
theory crafted the maximum BM play that you could do to someone. I'm gonna need that intel, by the way. That sounds like one of the most fun, compelling reasons to play Priest. You maximum inconvenience someone. How much time did they waste? You calculated it?
Oh my god, it's a long. It takes, like, if you're not a class that can walk on water like a priest with levitate, or a shaman, it's gonna take you a long time, dude. It's gonna take you a long time.
Oh man, dude.
There's like that fun game you play on the boat where the person's trying to like LOS you.
Yes,
And, like get
so
away of
fun. Or hide.
the mind control.
We're trying to
Just
find the
chasing them.
rogue who's stealth. Like, yeah.
That is hilarious, man. That is hilarious. Oh man. Okay. All right, so that sounds pretty fun. Got some really fun abilities on Priest, and also just buffing people in vanilla, dude. Just playing
Yes,
classes
dude.
that can buff people. How good does that feel when you just drop a fat buff on them? You give them a shield, dude.
Not only can you buff, but you can take away buffs from enemy players. Like that right there, like being able to dispel, dude, is so... Okay, Cargos, when we were dueling, and every time, like when you, I would love it. Like as soon as you put up Shadow Ward, dispel, get a Nightfall proc, dispel. You know, I love when you duel a Warlock and they're like, oh, I'm
You
gonna
can
sack
dispel
my
the
pet,
Void Walker
dispel.
shield, dude. You can dispel
Yep,
the Void Walker
yep.
shield. That's a big thing,
It's
you know. Being able to
so
take that
good,
shield
dude.
off.
And then
Yep.
if you're fighting with teammates, so like if you're in a pre-made, you know, and you're fighting with a warrior and he's getting, you know, hit by a frost mage, dispel that. You know, Frost Nova, dispel that. Dispel is such an amazing defensive and offensive ability. I friggin' love it, dude. Like people don't realize how much a part of dispelling is as a priest. Like even in raids, there will be certain fights where you will literally do nothing but dispel. That is your job.
Only class in the game that can offensively and defensively dispel. I mean, minus Warlocks are included in this, but it's their pet that's doing it. It's not actually them, but they can do it with their Fell Hunter as well. But Priests can offensively and defensively dispel, can play pretty aggressively too. Okay, so also we'll move on to raids now. In your experience, how do you think, not to say meters matter, but how do you think priests perform in raids when in terms of just parses and overall just feel? How do you feel in a raid, man, when you're raiding as a priest?
You want to take
So-
this Platinum? I know you got a lot you want to talk about too.
I mean, paladins usually beat them out, right? But priests are so good.
Sometimes, yeah.
Because they're just so flexible, especially as tank healers. They're good. Just healing the raid, they're good. Just like, oh my god, play a priest. Everybody in the chat, play a priest because they're just
Seriously,
so good.
They are. And here's the
you
thing,
want to heal.
like
Have
paladins
you met
are
players though that have regretted rolling priest? I want to ask this chat because every time people comes in the chat and they're like, "What class should I play, Cargos?" And I like I said, you have to. I feel like you have to know someone on a deeply interpersonal level to recommend them a class. So much goes into it, right? So I just default say mage because I swear to God, I never met someone in my life that regretted playing mage in vanilla. Have you seen priests that were like, "Dude, I shouldn't have rolled priest," or is that a class in the same boat? You think?
If you don't want to heal, don't play a priest.
There you go. Like you know what you're
If
getting
you
into
wanna
when you
be
play
like,
priest.
I'm just gonna play shadow. Like, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. That's dumb.
So if you're mainly interested in shadow, like let's say you love, would you recommend maybe not going priest if you were just?
Yeah, go warlock. I think.
Here's
Warlock
the thing.
Warlock and priest have a very similar playstyle with the dots. Well, it's still different, but you don't have like Mind Flay, but you have other channel spells as Warlock. So
they are
kind of
kind
the
of
same.
similar, but I gotta say when I played a warlock, it did feel just a lot because like you can take away, you know, you can take shadow form off and then just be a priest. Like a warlock can't do that. Like they can't heal. But when you're doing damage, I mean, like you know, having silence, having psychic scream, those things are very similar in the dots and all. But I just think there's a nuance and a play style that's just very different for a shadow priest. But I will say this: for someone who just wants to be a shadow priest, like don't be too disheartened because you know with the game starting off at 16 debuff slots, I do think there will be room for at least one shadow priest in every raid. And you know I do know some people that I've talked to who are going to primarily be playing shadow, but just like Platinum and Dunaday said, like be expected to heal at some point. Like
Definitely.
Yeah.
there will be there's some point in your life where you're going to heal. So like if healing isn't your thing, then the priest is obviously. I mean, you know, the two specs are basically around healing, and no other class has. Even though discipline's more of like utility and things like that, it's still a supportive spec. Where, but the other thing that's amazing too is like in raids, like we were just saying, it's not just about healing for priests. You can roll discipline and actually buff the friggin' mages and warlocks with 20% increased damage. 20%. Like it's not just about the healing.
Wait, talking about what did you say? Sorry, you're saying
Power
Oh,
infusion.
power. Okay, never mind. I thought
Yeah.
you said something. Okay, yeah, got you.
Yeah,
Yep.
and you can also increase the armor for warriors. Like there's like I said before, it's not just about actually healing. For a lot of times, it's about dispelling. But paladins may be some of the most efficient healers, but there's times where just paladins can't cut and do what a priest can. Yeah, like there's so many added bonuses. Like you might not see on paper how much that power word shield just saved that tank from getting hit, because it's not going to show up on those old school meters that we had in private servers back in the day. But you know that you just saved that warrior from getting hit from 1,000 whatever so health. You know for a fact that your illumination proc when you crit is buffing his armor. You can't put a number on that like you can bonus healing.
Yeah.
So it's those things that I think, for me, really make a priest shine over paladin.
Back to power infusion. What you do is you just whisper all the mages, be like, "Hey, highest bidder this fight, they get power infusion, and they get to the top of the meters." Okay.
Yes.
Keep the gold coming. Okay. I'll get you to the top.
Yo, Bounty Hunter 7, dude.
but-
Look at that little meme he made you, dude. Smiting the spam, dude. The chat moves quick
Oh,
right there.
nice. Thank you.
Yo, thanks for the 100 biddies
Yeah,
code, man. I appreciate it.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
You're gonna need that gold to pay the druid for innervate. So that's the what I'm saying.
It's a cycle, right?
It's a cycle, exactly.
So here's the thing, though. I do feel like there are some potential downsides towards playing priest, and when I say downside, I mean it's like
Definitely not.
Like, how do you
I'm
feel
kidding,
about
yeah.
this? This is a little thing that is kind of a generalization that if you're alone, leveling as a priest, out in the open world, right?
It's amazing.
Out in the open, and you get picked on by someone in PvP. How are you feeling most of the time? I feel like I've leveled priests before. They sometimes feel pretty vulnerable in world PvP, man. I don't know.
Like if your psychic scream messes up in some way, like
I mean, you just see a freaking hunter's mark over your head, and you're just like, oh, okay, well, this is fun. And
Here's the thing:
dude.
hunters are they you know how I feel about hunters. Okay,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Viper Sting and like getting your mana drained, it sucks.
Yeah.
But honestly, I feel like as a priest, if you know what you're doing, that you might have to have some extra, go get some jungle remedies, things like that. And at level 40, you're going to be much more capable. But like having things like silence, and that's why I really say like going shadow. There's a lot of things you get in the shadow spec for PvP. Just like having silence, having a vampiric embrace.
Let's say you're in raid spec though. You're in raid spec, right? You're literally progressing
That's
through
the
molten
issue.
core,
Okay.
right?
Oh, yeah, you're
this
screwed.
is what I'm getting to, right? This is something you keep in mind. Like, I don't know if you feel supremely confident being in raid spec out on your own, but I feel like there's a little bit of that dependency on others to help stay alive out.
That's
in
why
the
you
open
go
world.
disc though. That's why you go disc.
Why you go disc.
for phase one.
Something I want to point out to the people potentially rolling priest. It can feel vulnerable at times comparatively to other classes.
It can.
As a warlock, I feel like a goddamn machine. Let me tell you right now. I feel like I'm always in fighting shape. Doesn't matter what spec I have. I always feel like I have a chance. Like I have a shot. Same with the hunter. I feel like I have a shot. Like but that's something to just keep in mind. I'm just throwing it out there. Not that he feels bad.
If you're in holy hero spec, so basically the spec that's 2130, right? The holy hero spec, where you go down to divine spirit and have 5 points in spiritual healing. You can feel very vulnerable in that spec, but here's the thing: in that spec I've beat mages that were PvP spec. In that spec I've beat rogues that were PvP spec. In that spec, warriors are going to give you a lot of trouble. Hunters are going to get a lot of trouble, stuff like that. But you can still, you're gonna have to throw everything at them. And you know what I mean? Like it's going to be a little bit tougher, but you can kind of hold your own. And when you're fully PvE spec'd, it does kind of suck.
Yeah.
It does kind of suck.
I think it kind of sucks for most classes too.
But that's why I just go shadow, and then you melt faces, and you feel.
Yeah, I mean, Hunter doesn't
weak.
suck too bad. It's pretty similar, actually. Hunter's pretty versatile. And here's one thing I want to bring up too when it comes to just the rating. We're moving into we're moving into an era of classic WoW. We're gonna have 16 debuff slots on the get go, right? We're moving into phase one. We're gonna have Molten Core and Ixia 16 debuff slots, right? And even in our own personal raid, when we're looking at Copperhead and some of the week one rag crew, we planned out our debuff slots. We are actually running a Shadow Priest in that composition, for the Shadow Weaving because we have a lot of lots.
too.
You are, right?
Same here.
So how do you guys feel as priests about Shadow? If someone is determined to go Shadow Priest, I mean where are you guys at with that?
Find a guild first off that's going to accept you as a Shadow Priest, right? But like even then, some fights might require more healers, so like
Holy
you might
Weaving.
need to go heal.
That's why I really like Holy Weaving. And this is something that we've explored, and there's even a Discipline Weaving spec that you can do where you can actually have power infusion. I mean, this is the ultimate help your guildy spec, right? Where you have power infusion, so you're able to give the mages power infusion, and you also have shadow weaving. So you're buffing the warlocks and buffing potentially the mages. Plus you have increased mana because you have mental strength. Plus you have a lot of really cool things. You have the spirit, and so what I'm saying here is you you don't have to, if you don't want to, go full Shadow just to be the Shadow Priest and give that buff. I really recommend like having a Holy Weaving or Shadow Weaving Priest that essentially what you do is you use rank 1 Mind Flay, cancel, use it for a second, cancel it, use it for a second, get those 5 stacks real quick, heal, whatever, heal, and if you're Discipline or Shadow, mixed with that Discipline or Holy, mixed with that little bit of Shadow, and you can heal really well, pretty decently, and still keep on that Shadow Weaving debuff. Yep. But although there are some people who don't want to do that, and they just want to Shadow, absolutely, like you're going to be, like I said, it's not just about that straight DPS, it's about what the other things that you can do to help, but also fully expect where there's certain fights where you have to dispel that you're going to need help with the dispelling, you're going to need help with other things as well. Yeah. You shouldn't go in there just think you're only going to be doing DPS.
Absolutely. Let me put it this way: out of the priest spectrum, Shadow Priest appeals to me, considering that you can give 15% damage increase to shadow damage, like what you said before. For the Warlocks are getting a massive boost in damage, right? 2, not only can they raid and be effective and help the guild and progress and be, viable in that sense, they're monsters in 1v1. Shadow Priests are notorious for being face melters. Mana is a concern, right? But a well-piloted Shadow Priest is the stuff of nightmares for many classes, right? So that's very appealing to me that Shadow can function in both of those capacities. That's very, very cool to me. The other thing about Shadow is, dude, the troll priest, like a troll Shadow Priest, is very, very, very cool to me. I mentioned that. I think the troll racial is really good. Okay, also BGs. Okay, this is the thing I was gonna say. So the standard default kind of pre-made templated setup when you run a Warsong Gulch or something like that is 2 mages, 2 priests, and 1 of every class. So what you're rocking multiple priests, priests most of the time, multiple mages, and that speaks towards the impact of these classes. Priests are just
usually
solid.
Not Shadow though. Usually not Shadow.
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. But just to say that the standard at the highest levels of PvP competition, when you're running these pre-made battlegrounds, the standard composition is 2 mages, 2 priests, and 1 of every class. So the fact that you're double dipping on priests and mages just kind of speaks towards the impact of priests, and I'll
much impact.
That's like we said last time. Mage was probably the class that was the most finished out of all. For the DPS classes, I feel that's definitely true. I think if you look at the healer classes, Priest is probably the most finished of them all in Classic WoW. For Priest, they added more stuff than they added for Mages in later expansions, but still, Priest had a very wide toolkit, and they had answers for everything, or for a lot of things. So they were a very well-designed class, and that's part of the reason I think they are they are in every group, in PvP, in PvE, in basically every group.
In Battlegrounds, I feel like, especially on the Horde side, Priests are really important because they don't have Paladins. So Paladins are much more defensive, Shamans are much more offensive. So Priests are even more so important on the Horde side. They're important on the Alliance side as well. But in Battlegrounds, you're dispelling. You got those clutch fears. You got the amazing heals, amazing absorptions. There's just, the list goes on. So how many warriors have had priest buddies help them? So
yeah. I'm not really a big PvPer. In pre-mades, do they typically go disc for power infusion, or?
So what I do is I go. There is a discipline spec where you will have power infusion, or you'll have a discipline holy spec, basically, that you can have for the most outgoing healing. What a lot of people will run is they'll run 1 power infusion and 1 that's discipline and holy that is more focused on healing. So 1 for the offensive people, 1 for the defense. Usually the one that's on defense is helping the flag carrier. That's the one who's going to be being able to put out more healing. The one that's helping the offense is going to be the one that has power infusion. Is my
versatile. Versatile.
Yep. Another thing I'll just say, just to end on Priest too, another cool thing that I also identify with Warlocks a lot with is that just a ton of flexibility with talents while you're leveling and stuff too. You can really let your personal preferences shine through. As long as you pick up that Spirit Tap, as long as you pick up that Wand specialization, you can really have a ton of freedom as far as how you want to specialize and based on your playstyle.
That's right, baby.
A ton of freedom, a real big opportunity to let your personal tastes and preferences shine through into your character and have that customization that could feel. So that's another, a great thing about that. Did we miss anything with Priest, or how do you feel about it?
I think we cover. We have 2 priests covered.
We do it justice. Okay.
Yeah, I think so, brother.
What do we have left, Dunadan? Do you know off the top of your head? I'm a small brain. I forgot already.
Rogue, Warlock, and Shaman.
We did Mage already, right?
What is it?
Yeah,
Warlock, Shaman.
Rogue, Warlock, Shaman. That's
Rogue, Warlock, Shaman. Chat, I need your help, guys. Yeah. We need your help, chat. Rogue, Warlock, or Shaman. Let's see if are you guys even still awake? Chat, are you awake? What's going on, chat? Let's get the chat going crazy right now. Rogue, Warlock, or Shaman? I'm
Y'all making me want to go switch from priest to go shaman before I change my mind. Rusty, Warlock, Rogue, Warrior, Rogue, Warlock, Shaman, Rogue, Warlock, Shaman. Shaman, yeah, I'm gonna have to represent Melderon on the Shaman too.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Shaman was.
Some people were save Shaman, save best for last, save Shaman for last. So, but I do see a lot of Shamans right now.
Let's go Shaman.
Warlock, Shaman, Rogue, yeah. Monk, Mage again. We could do Shaman now. Yeah, if you guys want, we can go Shaman. Yeah, we don't have to save the best for last.
Let's go Shaman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Since maybe you should start on Shaman, since I never played one and I'm basically Alliance.
Okay,
so.
I'll start on Shaman. So, I think Shaman, for a lot of people, especially this time around the beta, I think we're going to see a lot more Shamans in Classic than we did back in the day. I think people have realized the potential of Shamans. People have realized that, first of all, Shamans are such an amazing class from the get-go. Like, Shamans, while leveling, we're talking about Shamans, Cargo, so you know. Shamans from the get-go are so strong. You know, a lot of other classes don't peak till later. Shamans peak at a very, very, not peak, but they have so much of what they need, are very important to them at a really, really early time. So we're doing Shaman, Cargos.
Shaman, oh, right on, dude.
Yeah,
Where's Melderon when you need him, dude?
I know, right?
F's in the chat. Melderon not
I
here,
almost
dude.
even saying L. Oh my god, I get so scared when I see F in chat, dude.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So I was just
So Shaman
just gave
time,
him-
huh? Okay.
Yeah.
My 2 cents on Shaman. I never played one beyond level 25, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But that's basically because it's Horde and yeah. Well, but not to say I never played Horde though. But I really like the class fantasy, right?
Mm.
So. I think I talked with you about it, Def Camp. I feel like, especially the Restoration Shaman has a very, very interesting fantasy, and
Chain heal, baby.
just thinking about it makes me feel kind of relaxed. Like, he's the restorative. He uses water to restore health and stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
it always feels like, yeah, I have that image of the big lake and then the shaman next to it using the water to basically learn more about the restorative powers of it, and then use it later in battle when it matters. Things like that. I have a
love
vision
the
of
class fantasy.
Yeah,
I know the class fantasy is so good for shaman. Like you're basically, you know, like, and Melderon puts a really good, like, so there's the defensive shaman, the basically the protector that's kind of like the shaman tank. And guys, I'm gonna tell you right now, you're gonna see a lot of shaman tanks during the leveling process. Especially during the leveling process in Classic, because they have proved in the beta that they can be amazing.
Big
for tanking
Sea-Doo, dude.
during the
Melderon,
leveling
Sea-Doo
process.
inspired a generation of shamans.
I was shaman tanking for a while too. I mean, it was so much fun, and like I healed shaman tanks, I shaman tanked myself, and it was not only easy but fun. It's like, I mean, Rock Butter's just so much threat. Not only that, dude, but you know, you can put down Wind Fury Totem for your fellow. Like, it's just. Having Wind Fury Totem too. I mean, we'll talk a little bit more about Wind Fury later, because that is just the icing on the cake.
Platinum, how does Shaman look to you from the outside, from an Alliance player looking at it? Is it like the least appealing class, very Horde centric class? Like, does it look disgusting?
Or is it scary? It's scary.
Doesn't tickle the fancy at all?
It's actually my least favorite class.
I knew it.
CBH.
I knew it.
I really don't like throwing down totems every single fight. That whole process of doing that over and over and over again really annoys me. And I don't like their like shield one-hander auto attack leveling. So
oh man, you got so much to learn, Platinum. I'm sorry. Listen. I really had the same thought about shamans for a long time, and then one day I thought of totems not as totems but as spells. Right?
Huh.
If you think as totems as spells, every time you use grounding, you're using like silence, or you're using a certain thing. You don't think of them as an actual totem. Think of them as a spell. Not to mention, okay, when you talk about the auto attack, you know, there's so much more involved with that, right? Because you're not. If you think about the totems as spells, you're putting down, you're using Searing Totem, you're putting on a dot, right? You're using Mana Spring, you're giving yourself mana, you're using Strength of Earth, you're using giving your wind to give your Wind Fury or I'm sorry, fuck, I can't even think of all the totems because so many of them. But the one that gives you agility and all this, there's so many things you're doing. You're putting on Flame Shock. You're using Earth Shock every time. You use Earth Shock rank 1 when you need to, when you don't want to use a lot of mana to just, use it as a kick. Earth Shock, max rank Earth Shock, max rank Frost Shock. You're weaving in so much other things.
Most findings in the game. I think they have the most findings in the game.
Yeah,
I don't
you're literally, there's so much nuance involved.
You have like 30 totems or something? There's like 32 totems?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. 25, I think.
What do you guys think?
It
might be something like that, yeah. Chat, are totems
so intimidating.
Are totems a pain? Are they a pain or are they a joy? Let's do some pain or joy. You guys you hate totems, you love totems. Let's hear one thing I like to say about Shaman. Take a look at the screen right now, ladies and gentlemen, at the middle. You see that right there? You see that badass looking motherfucker right there? That guy, that's final form for you as a Shaman, minus the belt. I think you wear a different belt. But if you're a Restless Shaman, you actually wear that tier 3. That tier 3 looks dope. Up until that point, though, I think you're wearing like dresses and skirts, mini skirts, all that. You look terrible. But I think final form, you wear tier 3.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
I have to compare Shaman a little bit with Paladin because essentially they have a lot of the same ideas in them. So the totems and all those things, they are basically like the blessings, the auras, the seals, and then you have the weapon debuffs or the weapon buffs. They are basically also what the Paladin has in the seals. And honestly, I think the Paladin is just, that's my opinion, of course, but I honestly think the Paladin is just a more interesting implementation of that idea. There are many things I really like about the Shaman, but if I think about it, the Paladin class just did it better.
That's because you're an alliance, though, man. For you personally, that's because you're alliance. I do think that's the coolest thing about the Paladin Shaman dynamic. I don't know if you guys in the chat have an opinion on this. I don't know if Blizzard truly had that foresight to understand the ramifications of the Paladin and the Shaman and its impact on the meta in both PvE and both PvP in terms of itemization. All that stuff actually really impacts the balance of the game and how the two different factions play out, right? You hear these big things. Alliance have to itemize more defensively. I have to itemize more defensively. Horde have to itemize more aggressively, and the ramifications of in PvE when you're raiding with Salvation and Sanctuary versus the ramifications of Wind Fury on the Horde side and totem twisting and all these type of things. Massive impact that has reverberations across every axis.
So much impact. And there's so much flavor. I really like Paladins and Shamans were the original hero classes in my opinion, but there's so much flavor in what you can bring to some, I really believe this, in some raids, in some fights, the Paladins and the Alliance will have the upper hand. And in some fights, especially where there's poisons and where there's a lot of melee damage, and the Shamans and the Horde will have the upper hand. And that bit of flavor, and I think there's so much flavor when it comes, it's not just vanilla when it comes to Shamans, baby. There's so much flavor. But there is, and some people, some people it's not for them. That's the thing. But the thing was for me, I thought it wasn't for me for the longest time until I really let myself just kind of understand it and enjoy it. And I really like one of the biggest things for me were the totems, man. And now the way that I think of totems is just as spells and as something to add to flavor. There's so much nuance, almost in a way how druids, like when you're shape shifting and you gotta know like when to shape shift, when to go into certain forms. That's how I feel about with totems. What separates the good shamans from the bad shamans or the average shamans, whatever, is how you use your totems.
100%. It seems like people are pretty split on the joy or pain. Maybe a little bit favored towards joy. People enjoy the totems. We'll speed up a little bit here because we got to get through all the classes to make it in time. As this will be our last GMA again until the game comes out. So solo leveling, I think that they're the fastest class. In the early levels, 1 to 10, no doubt in my mind, they're the fastest class.
Go to 20.
I mean, they have staff progression, so they are able to rock out two-handers for a while. And I kind of like this new clear cast fishing build where it's kind of developing into the meta of shaman leveling, where you go for the clear cast, you fish for it, and it's all about resource management because they're so sensitive when it comes to resources. One of the most really Warcraft rich flavorful things is duo leveling as a shaman warrior. Like, just imagine how flavorful that is, dude. The
so
flavor.
That's orc as heck.
It's orc as heck, dude. Yeah. It's Warcraft 3 as heck, bro. Like, what would be the paladin equivalent? Probably warrior paladin. I mean, or maybe, I don't know what it would be on the alliance
paladin
side.
priest.
Paladin, the holy boys.
Cleansing the world.
Yeah. But Shaman Warrior, man, so good. Just dropping those totems for your fellow Zug right there. It feels great. So much utility in group leveling. Again, we've seen Sea-Doo, Melderon, some of these Shaman class leaders inspire a generation of Shamans. I think we're going to see a ton of Shamans. I think we're going to see a ton of Shamans comparatively to Paladins. We're going to see a bunch of Shamans come the real thing.
Do you think it was a mistake to make Paladins for the Horde and Shamans for the Alliance? Was it a mistake?
I think so too. I do you think it was a mistake that you think they could
in the Burning Crusade? I mean.
Oh, in BC. Oh, yeah. I'd say
as much as I love Blood Elf Paladins, I agree, dude, and I think it would have been so flavorful to keep it like that. Yeah.
Yep. I like how, like I said, it really makes a very palpable difference in terms of how the factions play out, right? People say, Alliance has weaker PvP ratios, right? But then some of the big brains on the Alliance say the biggest PvP ratio we could have is that we play alongside Paladins. That's the big ratio right there. The fact that you have Paladins by your side, and that affects so much, right? You have to think about that as well. So in dungeons, you feel like a high impact person. You can make big plays. You can heal. You can do damage. I don't know. I feel like the Shaman tanking meta has been developed a little bit now. It's not as much of a meme as more. We've seen them be very successful. The dungeons are kind of easy on Classic. In raids, you're expected to heal, right? But you have these hybrid specs that are pretty cool where you can, dabble and do that's one of the most appealing things to me in Classic WoW, being a hybrid, that you go these kind of mixed specs where you can still have good quality of life outside of raids and still farm and be effective in PvP, but still raid and not have to respec every second of your life. Dueling, I don't know, it's hard to say where they land on dueling, but I think that they're pretty solid duelers, man. Elemental Shamans can really put the hurt on, right? If you like that big glass cannon burst damage, really heavy burst damage, they have that big wombo combo they can wind up as a Shaman. You can lightning bolt into chain lightning shock, big damage right there. They all connect at the same time if you're doing it right. Anything on the PvP front, guys, for Shaman? Maybe playing against them?
I will say, when I first started playing Classic, I played a Druid, and I was an Arathi. I was Alliance, and I saw this Shaman. It was a Tarn Shaman with a two-hander, and he just ran behind a barn, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna kill that dude. So I run over, he drops his Wind Fury, and just boom, and I just instantly get one shot, and I'm like, oh,
yep.
Okay, that's why you play Shaman.
To play
it's for
a
that
sick
crits. Oh my god!
Not only that, but
They
elemental
helped me a
PvP.
lot. Thanks for that, buddy.
Yeah, even more burst.
Yep.
Shaman looks really, really fun in PvP, I have to say.
Yeah.
Both elemental and enhanced.
I think Shamans really shine in PvP. I mean, they're great in PvE as well, like Resto, but Shamans in PvP are, if you get lucky, you can almost kill any class. Like, with the crits, with Wind Fury procs, the ability, like, I love that, you could be a Shaman, Ellie/Resto Shaman, and heal when you need to heal to help people. I love the Tauren Shaman Ellie combo for me, like War Stomp, Chain Lightning, or War Stomp, Lesser Healing Wave. It's so much fun. So yeah, PvP, they're the offensive friggin', dream, dude.
Absolutely. Thanks for the $5, Necroloth. I appreciate it, man, dude. Thank you for the kind words as well. The thing about Shaman too. So Enhance is kind of the most meme of the specs, but it's still serviceable in World PvP. If you want to go out there and clap people and chase the Enhanced stream, absolutely you can do it. You can probably just pug some random BGs and be successful there. But it's cool that Elemental Shamans. I want to make a point of this. That Ellie, right? Like Elemental Shamans are actually viable and used at a high level in PvP. They're actually included into premates. And they're kind of an Ellie Resto like hybrid, right? But I'd say that they're like 60-40 damage to healing. Like they're definitely brought there for their offensive potential, right? They're also a very proactive class, one of the most proactive classes. If you think about Purge, being able to drop totems preemptively, whether it's a ground totem, whether it's a cleansing totem, a tremor totem, you have to be very proactive about playing a Shaman, and that burst is a very real consideration. You let a Shaman free cast for a couple seconds and they will delete you off the face of the earth, and they can do that like that, man. It's not even like there's a big cooldown attached to it. If you went deep into Ellie, you could get Elemental Mastery, that one, or what is it called? That one, the big one.
Elemental Mastery.
The Elemental Mastery, right? You don't necessarily have to get that, but just that little wombo combo is big damage, man. You let them go, 6 second, interrupt on a 6 second cooldown, purge, all that good stuff. Lot to love with Shamans in PvP.
Absolutely.
I have to say.
All right. We got two classes, like Rogue and Warlock, right?
Rogue and
Warlock. Let's hear it, chat.
Warlock for last cargoes, or what do you want to? Yeah.
Let's let the chat go ham. Let's see what they want to do here. Rogue versus Warlock. We want to get you guys engaged and talking to us and stuff like that. Let's see what you guys want to see here.
Rogue, Warlock. It's gonna come in it. Rogue, Warlock, Warlock, Rogue, Warlock, Rogue, Rogue, Warlock, Warlock, Rogue, Lock, Rogue, Rogue,
Wow.
Lock. It's a pretty good mix. Damn.
Yeah, we can leave
Let's-
Lock for last. Or what do you think, Dunia?
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
start
let's
with
do
Rogue.
Rogue. Let's do Rogue.
Okay.
Start Rogue and end with
So I think it
Warlock.
was yesterday. Was it yesterday, or it might have been 2 days ago? I did a kind of a deep dive type thing. We called it the SI7 Academy, just kind of a little RP, little flavor nugget right there.
Oh
We
yeah, I
had,
saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I'm not the biggest fan of rogues. You guys know that, right? It's probably my least favorite
Yes.
class in the game. But with that said, I still think it holds true that there are reasons, there are ways to fall in love with every class, compelling reasons to get in. For me, those reasons, if it was playing rogue, would be duo leveling, like with the druid and being able to take advantage of daggers and ambush spec. I think it's just so much fun being able to delete mobs and, you know, be able to make use of those really powerful abilities like backstab and ambush, you know, with a partner there who's able to control the mob for you. That's really cool to me. Here's my TLDR thing about a rogue. People are going to ask you the question, a simple question. Why would I want to play a rogue when a warrior seems like it does everything better, right? And one thing I would say to them is it's a more self-reliant warrior, man. You're more self-reliant. You're not as dependent on others for success, right? You're not as dependent on others for
I think
success.
I agree. Yeah.
And even your farming tools, the idea that you can go stealth, there's big implications of just being able to go stealth in general. Yes, you can invis pot. Yes, you can cloaking device or whatever, but it's not the same, dude. Like, it's just a temporary little thing. Being able to just sit passively and indefinitely in stealth and move around is you're a terror. You're a terror. You're someone that people keep in the back of their mind, man. Like, and you know, when it comes to picking your fights out in world PvP, you can engage and escape. Like, as warriors don't often have that luxury, you know what I mean? Once they open up, it's on like Donkey Kong. And rogues also probably have more cooldowns than warriors, right? You know, they have a lot more cooldowns, and they're kind of just like tricksters, I have to say. And there's a lot of things you have up your sleeve as a rogue, interesting farms you can do as a rogue. Those are my initial thoughts on it. Let me open it up to you guys. What do you guys think about rogues?
Let me go over this list, because I for a while I thought of playing a rogue in vanilla WoW, which may sound strange because it's like one of the darker classes, but there are plenty of reasons I really like rogue, except for the fantasy that is. First of all, the solo leveling. You said you would like to do like dual leveling, but I kind of enjoy to not have a cakewalk leveling experience like Hunter and Warlock are. And Rogue is kind of hard, so I think I would enjoy the Rogue leveling experience too. So for me, that's actually a plus.
It's fun. It is
I
fun.
wouldn't, yeah, I think so. I wouldn't go in group leveling anyway, so I will skip that one. I think Rogues, one of the things I like when I play Rogue at low level, that is most of the time, is in dungeons you can start backstabbing stuff while you're leveling. You cannot really do that except if you bug the thing, or if you use those tricks and stuff like that, or stunts. Front stab, yeah. So in dungeons the playstyle is kind of different, and it's something to look forward to all the time. Same goes for raids. And one of the things I really thought of when choosing the class was, is this class any good in raids? And rogues, even though warriors are probably the higher melee DPS, rogues are still up there. So,
really close sometimes, and sometimes I've seen rogues actually out DPS warriors. So
that's a really big plus. And I also like the looks of the tier sets. I think it's a big plus if tier sets are important for a class. So we said with the Hunter, one of the things is you go for tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, and you can use them all because they're all best in slot. For Rogue, they're probably not best in slot, but they're still good, right?
Yeah.
So that's also kind of a big plus for me. And then you have PvP. Dueling is really fun, I think, Rogue. And
oh my god,
PvP too, I suppose. I never did it a lot. I only played it at low level, but it seems really nice. You can one-shot people or stun-lock people if you want to. Just battlegrounds feel a little bit less interesting for me personally. But I think like 1v1 or 1v2 or 2v2, stuff like that as Rogue seems to be really fun and really different from warriors. Like you said, you're more on your own. You can do things on your own. You don't rely on the healer that much. You can go in and out of stealth. You can really outskill people. Something really interesting in Rogue. Well, in the end, I decided not to play one because the fantasy is so dark, and that's like
I couldn't
Yeah,
see
the
doing it
only-
as a rogue, man. I couldn't. You're such a
No.
paladin, dude. You're such a good guy, man. I
I
don't
know.
know. Are rogues evil, dude? Are rogues like warlocks? I don't even know. But
No, they're neutral.
They're
I think
neutral?
they're
different.
Gray.
Look at
But they're more to the dark side, right?
Look at that undead and
Ah.
bloodfang in the middle of the screen, though. That guy's looking like he's.
I mean, an
evil right there.
undead rogue, I would say, is pretty evil. But then you have like the SI7. They're
True.
like
They're like the.
they're not, Yeah.
That's true, man. They're like Navy SEALs or some shit. They're like the elite.
Yeah.
Like,
So
yeah.
In the end, there are so many pluses to the rogue, so it ended up really high in my list. Classes
Yeah.
I would like to play.
What do you think about rogues, Platinum, man? As a priest, you hate them. I'm sure you hate undead rogues.
Oh, I definitely hate them, but I will say that they have some of the best flavor in the game. It's like with their lock picking.
Yep.
And one of my favorite things
Poisons.
is like having all of your rogues in your raid like stealth out to like go scout ahead. Like that's so like such a rogue thing to do, for PvP. To,
Yeah.
like make sure like enemy groups. And I will say they aren't like the easiest class to level, but they have lots of like oh shit buttons. Like they have their vanish, they have their sprint, their gouge. Like there's a lot of ways that they can get out of a fight if they accidentally pull too many. So if you're a new player and you want to play melee, I'd probably recommend the rogue rather than a warrior.
I think that's
forgot.
it.
I forgot talking about the lockpicking and the poison making. I really love profession, and you basically get 2 extra ones, so that's another big plus for me.
Yeah.
For rogue. Many people don't like it because it's a kind of hardcore mechanic, especially the lockpicking thing. You have to spend
It's
quite
a little
some
bit of
time,
what you
right?
can give back as a rogue too. You can lock
It
out
is.
people. You can do stuff like that. You can open doors. People have been BRD and stuff like that. It's kind of a nice selfless, one of the few selfless things rogues can do for people. I'd have to say, but
So I love rogues. You guys know I love rogues.
I do,
I've
yeah.
leveled a rogue to 60 twice in vanilla. Check out funny Discord later. Props to Med. Will do, Pikachu. Thank you. And you got a new member too there, Cargos. I don't know if you saw that.
oh, thank you, Claration Station. Welcome to the channel, my man. Thank you so much for your support.
Yeah.
Welcome, Claration. Nice to meet you. Sorry, go ahead. Dev.
So I've leveled twice. Once in vanilla, once in servers, and I really have to
Check
say
out
I
Funny in
enjoyed it
Discord later.
very,
Props
very,
to
very
Med.
much. Both. I feel like as a rogue, it's very much you have this kind of journey that's different than any other class, and so much of that is because you're stealthing. It's very nice if you're playing on a PvP server. Playing as a rogue is really, really, really nice. Okay, you can get out of a lot of shit playing as a rogue or a druid, being able to stealth. Some cons in classic will be like a lot of people who are used to, another thing you guys flavor, but another thing that's really cool is pickpocketing, right? However, pickpocketing, getting a resist pickpocket will pull that mob in private servers and did it. So you have to be careful if you pickpocket a mob that's too high level, it could be resisted and you will pull that mob, but you can vanish this and the other, right? But I really feel like you said, Platinum, they do have a lot of oh shit buttons. They do a ton of damage in dungeons as well. And this is where I feel like a lot of people differ on this. I feel like rogues actually do have a good amount to offer in dungeons is in the form of stun locks, right? They
I'm
can
on the
stun
same page
lock
with that. Yep.
and really help as far as the damage going out and what the healing has to do. And also they can do some of the most damage while leveling in dungeons. When you plop Blade Flurry, it's just insane damage. Single target, insane damage. We're talking single target damage here and stuff like that, even with Blade Flurry though. Also, I love Dagger Rogue. I love Sword Rogue. There's so much flavor, I think, involved in it as well. And I really do feel like as a whole, you can kind of play, like I said, it was my first class. I felt like it was very, very good introduction class for me. Having evasion, so helpful, having blind, having, vanish and sap. You can, I know a lot of people who level combat, a lot of people who level sub, and they have a lot of fun like that as well. For me, rogues are my favorite melee.
Melee
shamans,
class.
a favorite melee class. Yeah,
Okay.
I see shamans more as like, not really pure melee since they're hybrid, but like, if I had to pick between warrior and rogue, I would definitely go rogue. So much fun in PvP, world PvP. There's a lot of quests that you can do that you can just totally bypass and get to at the end of. You're going to definitely want to have, being undead, having cannibalize is nice. You definitely want to have first aid, things like that. But I think it's flavorful. I think it's fun. I think rogues are, just all around a great class. And I don't think they're as selfish as people say they are.
You think they are? They are as selfish.
They aren't. I don't think they are.
Okay. Yeah, good to get your perspective. I know Def loves rogues. I'll chime in here real quick. Ghost, thanks for the 500 biddies, man. Yeah, we can talk about the raid slots. You're competing for some of the most competitive pre-bits as a rogue, for sure. You don't really have a lot of leverage in groups. With that said, I'm on the same page with you, DevCamp, as far as the utility with Stunlock and stuff. Also, Sap, you have to talent into it, right, in order to be able to stay in stealth. But if you Sap and go, right, if you Sap and go right after and pick shit up, like, you can make it work. You can use Sap. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
You're gonna de-stealth though, right? So you have to quickly pick up the mobs, right? But you can use it. It's not like and you could also Sap and vanish, right? Right?
It's very wishy-washy. Sometimes it happens. So I know sometimes I haven't done a lot of, but there were times where you would Sap vanish if you did too quick. It would reset the mob, and like reset. It's like all weird stuff would happen. But yeah. But for someone to ask about for races, and I really want to say, like, a lot of people will go for Alliance, Human Rogue, you know, having that bonus to swords and to maces is really huge. For PvP, however, you know, I feel like Dwarf is really good for PvP. But for a lot of people will go Human Rogue for that extra sword damage, but, you know, Dagger Rogues do a lot of damage too, so if you're going Dagger Rogue, you don't have to worry about going Human or whatever. Ally.
As far as solo leveling too, just to go down the list, solo leveling, I would personally think Rogue's the roughest leveling experience, personally, given my personal taste. But then you have people like Tactics Law. I love how you have enthusiasts of each class that prove the haters wrong. And you go look at Tactics, he's getting 40 and sub 40 hours as a rogue, solo as a rogue. You got Navik doing the same on Warrior. So the potential is there. You can outperform the vast majority of the player base if you're a solid player. So don't get dissuaded with the solo leveling. Just know that it is kind of an uphill battle. Group leveling, again, like I said, the whole ambush kind of backstab dagger thing, that appeals to me a lot. Dungeons, we talked about that. The impact with Stunlock, the control, the high damage, especially before like stuff like sweeping strikes and stuff comes on for Warriors. Like, you're doing some serious damage comparatively to Warriors. Raids, real quick, you look at the tippy top end of speed clears and Nax Ramos and stuff. You see, we've been talking to Scarm over the past couple weeks, you know, who's tanking salad bakers. He's talking about what the meters look like at that high end of play as you're clearing out Nax Ramos in an hour and a half. And you're going to see a lot of, Warriors up there, but there's always like a splash of yellow in there, man. You're going to see rogues that just somehow find a way to keep up, and they're up there, and you can expect to do a lot of damage as a rogue as well, you know? So it's not like that they're just well below. You'll see some yellow up there on the top of the meters in some capacity. Dueling, kind of an uphill battle. We had this discussion on the SI7 thing. If you know, dueling is fun, high finesse, a lot of cooldowns management and stuff like that, but it can be uphill a lot of the times if you're going up against someone who knows what they're doing. World PvP, a little bit rough in World PvP because they can get cleaved down. Once you open up as a rogue, you kind of blew your load. You don't have Cloak of Shadows, so you're not able to escape back and reset as easily, right? Oftentimes you open up, you can kill someone, and then you're just quickly either cleaved down or targeted down or whatever, and you're pretty squishy. And the same kind of goes for Battlegrounds. Okay. Anything else with Rogue you guys can think about?
For raids, like, compared to other classes, like, you actually have like kind of a rotation. You're not just like a mage that presses Frostbolt, so it's kind of interesting compared to other classes DPS wise for raids.
It's true. You got to put sweeping strikes up. You got to keep sweeping strikes up. You know, Sinister Strike, Eviscerate. It's more than just
that's sweeping.
One button.
you mean
my bad. Yeah.
Slice and dice.
Slice and dice. Yeah, slice and dice. Yeah. Same icon. Got me.
Yeah,
Same icon.
Yeah.
All right. So rogues ready. Anything last things with rogues? Anything that goes on?
No, don't think so.
Okay.
No, I think I've covered pretty much everything I wanted to say.
Let's go to your class, bro.
All right, dude.
Warlock.
Last one.
So we end with the dark classes?
We end with the dark classes. Dude.
Come to the dark side.
I don't even know. I feel like my channel knows how I feel about Warlocks at this point. You guys know, dude. I've never felt stronger. Never felt stronger. I'm not going to lie to you. Played Hunter 3 times over. I love Hunter. Nothing but love for Hunter. I'm still a Hunter at heart, I feel. But I have never felt stronger in this damn game than playing a Warlock in Classic WoW.
That's a good feel, man.
You know that FOMO you feel that we were talking about before with other classes? Still never felt it with Warlock, dude. Immune. Like, I don't know, maybe it just hits a chord with me, but Warlock is just a good life, man. Like, the worst thing about a Warlock is farming shards. I'm not gonna lie, because if you're playing it in PvE, PvP, doesn't matter. Whatever you're gonna do in the game, you're gonna need a lot of shards.
Yeah.
And that's a very, very real consideration. I totally was sleeper cell on. I was sleeping on that. I was like, dude, shards. I'll farm up like 10 minutes. I'll be good for the whole day.
So like phase 1 DPS doesn't bother you, like about the having
dude.
lower DPS.
No, we're doing
and-
good. I mean, look at the molten core
Yeah.
runs you've been doing, man. You get a shout out priest
Yeah,
in
it's
there.
not
you've been
bad.
doing
I
good.
mean, it's a lot better later. You know what I mean?
Incredible utility on a warlock. Probably the biggest.
Oh my God.
The biggest
The
breadth
banishing,
of
dude?
skills out of
Yeah.
any class in the game. Perhaps I'm thinking about that. You get a little bit of everything. You get the big pyroblast thing with the soulfire. You get all types of control. All your pets. Your fell hunter's like a mage and a priest. You have imp CS and you have an offensive and defensive dispel like a priest. We're experimenting with using the cripple ability on the Doom Guard as a debuff slot on Ragnaros, like, and using the Doom Guard, dropping Infernals as a damage increase. Many different ways to pilot the class. You can tank as an SO Warlock. You can tank dungeons as an SO Warlock. We were messing around with that this weekend. Did I tell you about that, Def Camp? I was doing Strathon
No.
tanking as an SO Warlock. 2 health bars. Think about it this
Really?
way. So you get 30% of your damage is split with your pet, right? But you also get a
Right.
flat 10% mitigation for both your pet and you. So you get actually a flat, you get 10% mitigation. You have a ton of health in tier 1. You have a ton of health. And then here's the thing. If you go Destro and you get 70% pushback on the Hellfire, you can Hellfire and get no pushback if you have a Paladin. If you're Alliance, you live the good life because there's no pushback. You just Hellfire in the face of the mob. You just Hellfire all day and no problem. You just take it every second. Massive threat. Right? If you're a horde, you can still Hellfire, and it's still pretty good. It's like Fell Concentration. You're still not seeing much of the pushback, so you
Yeah.
can tank as an SO Warlock. Like, it's the good life. Like, the ultimate Chad classic class. You get 2 sets of buffs. You get 2 sets of buffs. You know, you get the Void Walker buffs. You get the buffs on yourself. You get 2 renews.
going.
I get 2 renews from Def Camp. He's gonna put a
Keep
renew on
going.
my Void Walker. I could go all
Yeah.
day, man. I'll spit the truth
No.
about Warlock. I'm telling you, man. You guys gotta get woke to the Warlock Master class. It's actually such a good class to play. Okay, SM Ruin is the best, man. You get to use your pet, dude. Fell Hunter, massive impact while you're raiding. Let me tell you right now. Fell Hunter, dude, the most massive impact you ever saw in your life, dude. You can offensively. You know how many magic effects there are while you're raiding? You know, you can
How
take.
many?
Dude, so many, dude. Like Baron Geddon, just take the ignite mana off in 1 second. You kidding me, dude? 8 seconds.
Yeah.
You know, if someone gets feared. Def Camp gets feared. I'm like, don't worry, Def Camp, I got you. And we're hordes, so we don't really have as many. We don't have paladins. You know what I'm saying? So
I got
the
well
Fell
mistaken,
Hunters,
but still,
the Fell
I mean,
Hunters
yeah.
are solid, dude. The Fell Hunters are solid, you know. And then you got the Void Walker, which that's also useful in
Tell me
raids.
about it. What do you mean? Yeah.
Also
Well,
useful in
how?
raids. You can stash the Void Walker off someone if you need a little bit of a bubble, so you can get a full Band-Aid off. You just sack the Void
yeah,
Walker, you just
yeah.
bubble, you just bandage yourself. Right, solo leveling. You already know about that. I don't even want to talk about it. So it's
Rap God
chill,
Cargos.
dude. Solo
Drop
leveling
the
is a
mic
warlock.
Oh, you gotta talk about the solo level.
Dude, solo leveling, dude, you kidding me? Forget about it, dude. Warlock, amazing, dude. Amazing solo levers, and they also get ramped up in a duo.
Infinite value loop. What about the
Infinite, so many
value
infinite value loops. You got the Dark Pact, the Curse of Exhaustion value loop. You got just the Fear value loop. Fear value
Yeah,
loop right there.
yeah.
Boom. That's
Oh
2
my
right there,
God,
right off the
yeah.
top of the bat right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you also have the infinite value loop with your resource. As long as you're getting heals, you're fine. You just like life tap
Yeah.
all day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you get ramped up in a group. So if you're leveling in a group, you get ramped up with the heals. You can get ramped up your offensive potential, right? So group
Yep.
leveling is solid. You can tank, right? We're talking about dungeons. You have so much utility. 1 warlock in the group. What happens when there's 1 warlock in the group, guys? What happens when one warlock's in the group? Anybody know? Full circuit.
tell me.
Kumbaya, circle of life. You can summon everybody back, including yourself. It becomes turnkey. It becomes turnkey. You get a warlock in the group, you live in the good life. Everybody can just Hearthstone out. They can go chill, live the good life, and you just summon them back. You know what I'm saying? So like Warlock, dude. Warlock is insane. Hellstone, you give someone a Hellstone, you make their day right there. Imagine you're leveling. Warlock comes up to you, opens trade, gives you Hellstone. Makes your day right there. You feel so happy,
Yep.
dude. Thank you for the Hellstone, my man. Thank you. Namaste. You know, you feel so good by getting a Hellstone. Soulstone, so much utility. So much utility.
So much utility. So slow to put the
Doom
Death
Guard.
Camp.
You know my Doom
That's
Guard has a
right.
War Stomp,
Yeah.
right? You know my Doom Guard has a Rain of Fire, right? You know how it's Cripple? Dude,
Tell me about it.
so good, dude. Like, I'm telling you, man. Warlock, you got to get woke to the Warlock gaming, man. Warlock is insane, man. And they're like a fine wine. They get better with age, you know. The deeper and deeper we go into vanilla, the more and more they can scale up. You get the Bloodvine set, you get that hit. Dude, boom. You just start aging like appreciating like a fine wine. Your stock goes up the whole way through. It doesn't go down. You know what I'm saying? So that's another thing.
And,
Dueling,
like-
forget about it. SL Warlock, forget about it.
It's not possible.
Literally forget about it, dude. Like, Warlocks are mushrooms. How much fun? Anybody duel me on the PTR? How much fun do you guys have? 0 fun. Negative fun, dude. You have Curse of Tongues? That's enough the reason to play Warlock right there. Curse of Tongues, forget about it. Like, Curse of Tongues, so good, dude. How does it feel as a paladin doing it when you have Curse of Tongues? How does it feel?
I hate it. I hate it.
How does Curse
Yeah.
of Tongues feel?
Yeah.
Platinum, how does Curse of Tongues feel, man? When you get a Curse of
Feels
Tongues? on you?
horrible.
Feels horrible?
Yeah.
Dude,
It is.
So slow.
Curse of Tongues right there, play Warlock, dude. Curse of Tongues, just go read what Curse of Tongues does and go play Warlock. You know what I'm saying? Like, world PvP, dude, forget about it. You're so tanky, like you have so many different specs. You can play MDSM for massive spread pressure. You can play SL Shadowburn. You can play SL with the Affliction Talents or with Fell Concentration. You can play Destro for the Glass Cannon, dude. Incredible class. One of the best classes in vanilla, I have to say. And that is how I feel about Warlocks. as you
And
know.
to top all that off,
Is that all?
You can only play Warlocks
all.
if you're hyped up on 5-hour
Love
energy.
you,
too.
Cargos,
That's
but
right.
you need
Make sure you got
equipment.
to
that.
top all that off, like
Classic
Tyler
comes
T
out.
said though,
Need some
and
downtime.
they use wands.
Bro,
And
spend
they use
some time
Top
with your
all
lady
that off.
winking
Yep.
face.
They do.
Thank you, THC. I appreciate the $5, man. I've been spending some time with the lady. We've been going watching, Netflix and watching MasterChef. Anybody watching MasterChef? Shout out to MasterChef and Gordon Ramsay. I love that.
Yeah,
show.
I do actually.
Yeah, dude, MasterChef.
No, you make your wife watch all your.
Yeah,
This was classic WoW in a nutshell, man. This is how. I mean, this describes how many people feel. The hype you just send into the chat and the stream and everyone watching this. It's really cool, man. I'm happy to be part of this. Just I've been there. I've been here when you did the Warlock rap. That's how.
Yeah,
The
I don't know
Warlock
that we were
rap,
here,
dude.
dude. It was crazy.
Shout out to all
Like,
my
yeah.
Warlock brothers and sisters. The class is so good, dude. Don't tell anybody though. Don't tell anybody. It's a good class.
Oh,
don't
dude,
want to
Justin,
fill up too
Pierce,
much.
look at that. Listen to what he just said, brother. This is the best stream I've ever
This is
listened
the
to.
best stream
Priest
I have
main
ever
lock
listened to.
alt for the
Priest
win.
main, lock alt
Hell yeah, brother.
FTW.
I appreciate the $5. I know I went off right there, but I've never felt stronger. I feel like Rocky Balboa in his prime, dude. Like I'm ready to go. Like I'm ready to take over. I'm ready to carve up the alliance on my server, man. Whew, dude. We all feel passionate about our own classes too. You get Def Camp started. He's talking about Priest, Platinum.
Oh
talking
my
about
god,
Priest.
I'll do my priest
He
rap.
loves his
But,
wand.
yeah, I love my
That's
wand.
it.
I
We
love
can
my
relate on
wand.
that. I
Did you
love
see that
wands, too.
what I put in chat with Metarik made? And you see that?
What did he
How it
say?
goes
What did he
in
say?
our
What did he say?
Discord chat.
In the
Look at that.
Discord chat? Let me see what
Yeah.
I love my wand. I'll pull it up too. I love my wand. Look at the facial expression, dude. That's what gets me. The facial expression is just too good, man.
I cannot
100%.
wait to play with you too, bro. Like I feel like Priest Warlock is just such a good combo
Oh,
too, man.
dude, I know, man.
It's
I know.
just so good.
And
dude.
you actually like
Yeah.
disc, right? I really am looking.
Oh,
for
I
a disc
love
Priest.
disc, dude. I freaking love it. Yeah,
Yeah, man.
my hair is bothering the hell out, like in my face. There we go. I love.
So
What's up, DJ?
shall we say something about Warlock or?
Yeah.
Oh,
Say
like,
something.
everything-
Is there
I'm
anything else?
I'm sorry to steal to like go ham like that. Like I should have just.
Don't
You
be-
just
don't
get me
be.
started.
No,
like, my eyes roll back in my head. I'm like a great white shark. But like,
Look,
That's
Exorcist.
okay. What do you guys think about Warlock? Sorry about that.
I love
it's-
Warlocks.
it's probably one of the most interesting classes from a design perspective.
Yes.
They have so many flavorful spells. I really like how they. It feels like Blizzard wasn't scared to bring certain spells into the Warlock class, where they didn't do it with other classes. For example, like the summoning of the the Doomguard. There are plenty of cool things. The Soul Shards, you say it's a hard thing, but on the other hand, it's also something very flavorful, and it adds another layer of depth to the Warlock class too. I
For like
think.
5 seconds though, bro. You think it's cool? I'm telling you, I feel like you gotta underestimate
Is
it till
it?
you play. It's such a pain in the ass, dude. Holy
Oh.
moly, dude. But yeah, I feel you though. It is flavorful that you get the consumables. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I feel like they really went all out on the design of the Warlock class. And something I really like about the class. That's also a reason I tried it out quite a bit on private servers lately. But still, it's for me personally, it doesn't suit my fencing style. But I really think it's a very interesting class on the design perspective.
Mhm.
It's good in solo leveling. It's good in group leveling. It's good in basically everything. It doesn't do that much damage in phase 1, I guess. But it
But
makes
they
up
have
for it
so
later.
much other things. Yeah.
Dude, so
Like,
much
I
ability.
agree with you, dude. Dan. Like, there's so I feel like they have one of the biggest skill sets of like different. Like, I mean, we were talking about spell stones earlier. Like there's so many things that I feel like a good warlock can just pull out of their ass.
Yep.
That people are like, I didn't even know warlocks had that. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
it took me a long time to realize just how much warlocks. And if
So
you're
true.
new to classic WoW and you think you know everything there is about a warlock, there I guarantee there's something that you probably didn't know. Like there are just
Mhm.
like it goes on and on. I feel like shaman and warlocks are those two classes that probably like people could just
You need
know,
a
like
ton of binds
mages-
for Warlock. My entire
Yeah,
binds,
yeah.
the whole default like bars left to right, completely fill. Everything is completely full.
Yeah,
Dude. You need
yeah.
so many binds.
Let me say this: if you want to play something unique you never played before in other MMOs or other games, I think Warlock might be the class for you. It has the most unique spells, so if you want to be surprised while leveling and you don't know anything about it, I think that's a very good fit for you.
Absolutely. Platinum, how do you feel about Warlocks, man? Would you ever play Warlock? No. Like Warlock.
I played a Warlock to level 40 on, oh my god, Chronos? Yeah,
Oh.
Chronos. And, yeah, it was alright. I'm not as passionate about it as you, but I will say one of my favorite class quests come from Warlocks, and it's getting the succubus.
Oh my god, I was just gonna say
It's
that,
the
dude. I
heart
love
of
you,
an
dude.
innocent person. Like, that's the most.
Is that the
brutal-
Alliance
So,
version?
yeah,
Is that the
yeah.
Alliance version? Is the Alliance version
think
as cool
so.
as the Horde one? Because the Horde one is amazing. Do you remember it at all? You could tell the
I
people
don't.
about it.
I don't remember it. I think you went the Wetlands, but I don't remember off the top of my head. No.
Okay, let me tell you about the Horde one, though. Let me tell you about the Horde one. All right, so pretty much the succubus, you pick it up in the Cleft of Shadow from this guy, and you have to go talk to a bunch of guys, right? And then you go to you go to Malaka Jin, you talk to the guy there. You go to Camp T, you talk to a guy there. You talk to a guy like this blind guy in Orgrimmar, you talk to a guy there. And then eventually you go to Camp T, and you try to find this grunt. You have to find this like just a regular grunt, just like an infantryman, right? And you go out to you go north up to the Quillbore area. And there's a Quillbore area there where you have to do some quests over there. And there's a grunt laying face down right there, and he's in a little Quillbore camp. And you talk to him, and you're supposed to rescue him, but you talk to him, and he's fucked up, and his like legs all fucked smashed up, and he's basically gonna die there. And he's like, or you could save him. No, you could save him. That was the thing. But he was like, no, I don't want to be like disabled for my wife. So I'm just gonna lay here and die, and I want you to take my like pendant, it's called like a dirt encrusted pendant. You have to take it to her, right, as a gesture of good faith. So he gives you this like pure act of sacrifice, gives you this pendant. And you actually leave him there to die, and he like perishes. And you take this, and instead of giving the pendant to his wife, I'm pretty sure, you go and you give it into the demon guy, and he uses that act of pure love and compassion and summons a succubus, and you came the succubus, and it's like fucked up, like it's like it's a crazy quest, it's a hell of a quest, man. It's the
so
succubus
cool.
No
quest.
other class can be that just evil, you know?
Yup.
And the Orc Warlock, like Orc Warlock is just so badass.
Orc Warlock's so bad. I know, man.
Oh my god, dude.
I know.
Like, it's just, yeah. Especially when you take your shirt off. Like Cargos does. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yup.
You'll see Cargos running. You see a naked Warlock running around, in Dorotar. It's probably Cargos.
I'm telling you, well in the Barrens too. I'm like naked till like I'm almost 20, man. Because here's the thing, Def Camp, I do a level, right, and we got to make the wands at 14.
Yeah.
So you got to strip down butt naked. You got to DE all the green stuff you have, both of you, in order to get enough dust to make the graders. So we're butt naked till like 20, man. Like we get a shirt at like 18 or something like that. You know?
Who needs clothes when you have a wand, right? Yeah. I mean, when you got a wand, who needs? So
Exactly. Man, we've been streaming for a little bit here, guys. So we usually do 2-hour shows. We're gonna start to wrap it up here. I need you guys, if you're not already, to please, for the love of Ragnaros, subscribe to PlatinumWoW and support this guy. A real hell of a dude. He just agreed to join the show last minute. And he's just a really nice guy, as you can tell. Like, just one of the most mature teenagers I've ever met in my life, man. Such a nice guy. We're doing collabs and stuff. Dude, Platinum, nothing but love to you, bro. You're amazing dude.
Thank you. Yeah, I have a video that actually came out today, so you can check it out on my
Oh
channel.
hell yeah!
Let me put
You
your
have some
channel in
amazing
there.
videos, honestly.
He really
you.
does, dude.
I'm gonna put your channel in here, dude. He's almost 40K subscribers. This guy, honestly, one of the hottest stocks in content, dude. He just went from like, what was it, 10 to 40K in like a couple months, man. Right? Something like that. Amazing, dude. Been growing so rapidly. Makes some amazing stream content, amazing videos. Really, like, good guy. Dunedain, too, if you want to apply to his guild, man. Go apply to the fellowship. Do you have a link for that, Dunedain, or no? Do you maybe just go to your Discord or something?
Yeah, the fellowship.eu, but some people said it doesn't, or someone said it doesn't work, so I'll link it here.
Yeah, if you're looking for a home, if you're looking for an NA home, too, and you still haven't picked the server, man, we're on Scarum, and I promise you guys, the server is going to be fun. It's going to be fun. It's going to be authentic and inclusive. You're not going to feel like estranged, or hopefully you're not going to feel cliquey or whatever. If you want to play with us, it's going to be a really good time. And we're still, if you join the guild right now, you're still getting in very much on the ground floor. We're still forming friendships and stuff like that. So we're on Scarum right now. The guild is Invictus. I'll put that in the chat as well. InvictusGaming.com. Kind of a bare bones site at the moment. So
I also put my channel in there, so all episodes of GMA are there, and there's something else too. There are a few videos of mine, and I stream every now and then lately, so if you want to see that, make sure to check out the channel too.
absolutely. And here's also the link to the Scarum Discord that we started. If you guys want to join Scarum and get involved with the community, dude, we still got a couple days here, man. It is it's really great, dude, to be able to be part of this community, I have to say. And
It is, dude. And we got seriously 3, 4, 5 more days, guys, and I'm I'm so excited to be playing with all you guys. And I mean, it's surreal.
I don't know when the next GMA is coming out, man, but hopefully one day we can get back to GMA. They are really fun.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Yeah, it's hard to say right now, but we should definitely do one.
Oh yeah, we'll have one probably in the first month of WoW. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe like after week 2 or something like that, and see where everyone is, and But if you guys want to hang out,
would be cool.
Yeah, I think so too. You know, join the Discords and stuff, guys, because it's a good way for us to hang out, connect, and make sure we're all connected. You know, even if we're playing on different servers and stuff. But if you guys want to hang out too, I'm going to be streaming after this as well over on the Def Camp Meltdown channel.
You want me to host you right now, or how does this?
Oh, I'm not streaming right now, so I'll turn it on in like 10-15 minutes. I got to go to the bathroom.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So I'm gonna leave you guys with Serana, another friend of the channel. He was on the SI7 Academy the other day, rank 14 Rogue. I swear he's so knowledgeable when it comes to Rogue. He's a way bigger brain than all of us combined. I'm telling you guys, if you're playing Rogue, you got to ask this guy a million questions. He's a really good guy. He's from Germany. Very nice Rogue. He's doing some leveling or something right now. So I'm gonna host him right now, guys. It's been an honor and a privilege. Thank you for chilling and joining us for GMA 27. Any last words, final words, guys, before we sign out?
Keep on keybinding the ground, and we'll see you boys in a little bit. That's right.
5 days.
Oh.
5 days. Count them on your fingers.
Amazing. See you guys later, man. Peace out.
It will be awesome.